kwenyu ndemwe chabe mabanja ona njala mkomo ndalama zonse mutumbalano masukwa kuchuluka pa mutupatu. Time is up, time is up. Kwenyu not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. Time is up, time is up. Kwenyu not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. Kani zanu ndizo panda pindu anakulira mise umwatu tikufuna chilengede chato pano osati mapocket anu opindika ndalama. Listen to the cries, they're louder than your lies. You can't silence the truth. It's time for the youth. Time is up, time is up. Kwenyu is not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. Time is up, time is up. Kwenyu not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. We rise, we stand, we fight together for the children, for a better forever. Kwenyu kunata pano, we take the race. Tikonza jiko. Kwenyu ndemwe chabe mabanja ona njala mkomo ndalama zonse mutumbalano masukwa kuchuluka pa mutupatu. Time is up, time is up. Kwenyu not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. Time is up, time is up. Kwenyu not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. Kani zanu ndizo panda pindu anakulira mise umwatu tikufuna chilengede chato pano osati mapocket anu opindika ndalama. Listen to the cries, they're louder than your lies. You can't silence the truth. It's time for the youth. Time is up, time is up. Kwenyu is not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. Time is up, time is up. Kwenyu not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. We rise, we stand, we fight together for the children, for a better forever. Kwenyu kunata pano, we take the race. Tikonza jiko.
Amitapendwa ya vintu ifisume vyote kula kuibukisha Tana depotimo wimbo watemenwa katongi Abazunga batita katongi Nakula kuibukisha kateka Kaibuku muna kapona Neseko siove pamenso Yangu ama umebaya Iyaba ume Iyaba ume
Kateka wa wantu konke milimo shove
Ale filamba Fiena minta pengo sile Eti kume mo kulondolo la vale Lilo wingi
Iseko wingi mwakwete Isaso wingi mwakwete Mwaya mwende wino tata wesu
Katushi muchi mokege Wali bomba kale Lomba mwatu jatuleli laki Mupanga na chiba
Benda Mupanga mwine Olya mwine Ide dalila
Yangu ya mama ume Ala nacho mwabye Mama Ukula bevyo watu tobuingi Ibisebo wapangiri okuingi Ukuchinjo lusako kumoneko busaka Mama Utituwa na basiani Chakwa katuse
as the press, apart from just speaking statements that come, I'm sure you do a lot of analysis. And at the time the convention was announced, the next thing we saw was an injunction, isn't it? And you know what that means. So we were hopeful that the injunction would be discharged. So we moved the dates. So at the time the injunction was supposed to be discharged, the dates were moved from the 9th to the 13th. And on the 13th, then it was quiet. I think we only received that judgment yesterday. So when you are planning in life, you can not plan with uncertainties. So it is not true that people were delaying the conference. We were working with what was before us. And when we now saw that there's another judgment that is going to delay us even more, we then have to replan and make sure that this takes place. So I think that the Patriotic Front is under siege, and we have to have eyes on the ball. That's what's important. So I also ask you as the press, have your eyes on the ball.
Mini wa journalist na ma journalist tuachiwa mu campaign kampiongo ine awe tuafuma pa meeting ya kubalilapo tuatampa okuya pa meeting ya chikonka tualachira filabe bati road show tuanina na kumyoto katulesha ne filimba abantu bafuma bachuma abantu balesha na bale tusekelela abanensu ba umfu obufuba baumfo ufuba bachi asende myoto kashabara na batupepeka na batutoba amabwe nga mwaya ku location abena location bale myatala ba PF baba pepeka mabwayo bachifuana nefi fiafine ama t-shirt ya UPND ne myoto kasha UPND ukutupepeka kuyapitila ku ukufuma mu location kuyapitila ku tazala tuwelele fi tuasapsana to bana abantu kwati bayechita report police. In fact, bakashishi bashitumina na officer in charge nomba mweba nensu ndamulelu usaluse ni fevwini tumaipa ishaba nensu fila mwachila tupepe kanga chakwa motoka ila ya chibeuka tuachibamu abantu abengi ngana tulufie miosha abantu ba police kuno ku Northern Province bebe ni abalesu aba balekefyo abantu ngana babakana fi banta bakwete message bamkandu inonshita bale imba fe nyimbo lelo bachikwata meeting bachira imba fe nyimbo
amana no mazuba kumusanza unoyo hakainde wanoyo no eba la supporter here support from Southern Province, but some people they have given up. When I go to Southern Province now, if someone from Southern Province can give up, are you telling me that someone from Osaka and Chingola can still love him? When you yourself who started loving him before these other provinces started loving him, you've given up. Some of them have, like me, have stopped loving him. Me and my family and other people, we've stopped loving him. Now you think if we can give up, I'm also Tonga, because when I'm Tonga, no Tonga, many Tonga were full time Mdala. But I have given up on supporting Hagainde because of my own reasons. So you think the reasons that the other people have for giving up on supporting Hagainde are not valid, such that the other people from other provinces, they cannot buy them. Let us learn to analyze politics. You must realize to say, Mudara, an election can be very disappointing. Ask the people of Kenya. Ask the people of Kenya. The person that won as a president, so let us be very careful as we talk. And let us be exposed. Not to get the levels of Southern Province, we get the Muyena Mumunzi, Mokala, now Kuli Womunzogo. And because that village supports Hagainde, you think now everyone else is supporting. That is non-exposure. Let us be exposed. Why is it that people fail to deliver? They fail to deliver when the head is not functioning very well. If the head is not functioning, now training, you can't expect the trailers to start moving. These mayors, these MPs and councillors who are not performing, it's because Hagainde himself is a failure. Let us just face the reality. If Mr. Hijirema was not a failure, he was going, because he is aware that in Mazabuka, because the other time he was talking about the roads, particularly about Mazabuka, he is aware that there is nothing going on in Mazabuka and he is quiet. It means that is how the work culture is. It's like Bari now is an entertainer who knows how to speak, entertaining people. No, he just entertains people through his speeches. But when it comes to delivering, he is not there. So we should just accept that fact. So those that are saying, the councillor must go, the higher must continue. Do you know where the money comes from? When we talk about infrastructure development, the money comes from central government. Now they said, CDF, and you see, this CDF comes with guidelines. They may release money, and the money that will be released will come with guidelines on how it will be spent. And you can't expect the councillor or an MOP or the mayor to just go against the instructions that will come from the ministry. No, and that ministry receives the instructions directly from the president. So the failures we are seeing now, and even the same money for CDF, there is one about 2 times, 3 times. And yet they have kept on increasing money. We've increased the money from this figure to another figure. But they don't release those money. Go and find out so how many times CDF Nyagas were where. You will be surprised that yes, the figures have been increased and people have been jumping up and down like toddlers. But there is nothing that is coming out. Bagalonga. So those are the things that we are talking about. Let us not be overexcited like a toddler that has been overfed with milk. No. Let us sit down and analyze these things. We don't just have to do things like so this failure is not for the MOP. The failure is not for the mayor. The failure is because the Haga in there told us that Kamuvika Chen or not Chen to Ravika Chen yard putting. Jala what it's putting come out Musavika Wompela. Wala noka. If you want to trailer with the end, Bama Cancer, Bataric Gwen, Bama Cancer, Ramu go have to Mutwe, Mutungo and it is an error for you to say that to go have trailer come out, a train end, so that to go have a trailer, whatever the end. What kind of thinking is that? What a train guy tendi, Kamudata Mutu and Kamota putting in water dos. Mabika Mutu and Singapore and that would dosa train. More UPND is like everyone in UPND now, Mutu and Singa. You talk about a leader at the district level under UPND. It's like Mutu and Singa were train. You talk about the president. He's not functioning. He's not delivering. So failures all over. And someone is talking about God will give us someone that will take it up.
King Cobra wano mwera nyabuta HH muguli ya kugitari yake kutwamba rusumpu
tema ambassador
so rest in peace wali buti
badara sata in his few years now 2 years yanjagata naho kuzona ganjira abolero
PF yali yakuli bachabinga inende ekite expected ababantu bala ekita organize wino yangu tatalesa ibo mwe bantu mishimikireko muleke okuchita blame ba hakainde ichirema na ba attorney general atebalenga okuti with due respect atebalenga okwebati beshika balungu ku the ones who are behind this, the architects of all these things, are the greedy leaders of PF. I'm sorry, Tasila Lungu, to say this. These people here, if they had atebalenga okuti with due respect atebalenga okwebati beshika balungu ku the ones who are behind this, the architects of all these things, are the greedy leaders of PF. I'm sorry, Tasila Lungu, to say this. These people here, if they had your father at heart, they had their colleagues who are in jail at heart, inoshitanga bali nikabalebo mba flat out ukweba tina tuishi sheku aba nesu but aba bantu aba ala mwebe na Zambia mubalolekeshe leadership ya PF ngeko yaba. They are greedy, they are selfish, they don't deserve no pera fena mfunika vote
na kwata problem no bungo bukabwala ala bale iba Vale, no, be very clear.
I mean, there's ACC following. There's ACC following you. I mean, there's ACC following you, right?
But they can't never ACC. You know why? Yeah, but you have. Listen. I've been to ACC. I've been to police, I've been to DEC, I've been to OP, I've been everywhere talking about this.
Yeah.
On my Facebook page, I've been tagging the president, and that's my nature. I tag the president. Mr. President, come and say, $1 centro wa pero wa America CDF. I talked about it. I tagged. They threatened me at lunch. So I told my lawyer, be ready. What happened
with that? What happened with that story? It ended.
In other constituencies, let me tell you what they've done. Next, when we come to discuss.
Good day on this wonderful day that the Lord has made, and we shall be glad in it. Today we review Kasama mayoral election. Share the broadcast. Tell us where you are watching us from, and let us have this honest discussion. I understand every time I do a broadcast on Friday, I recognize you could be out with the family, you could be out for entertainment, or you could just be home, you've just come back. But we need to discuss the state of our country, and there will be no Sunday, there will be no Friday. Every opportunity will be a very golden opportunity. The UPND have just won the election in Kasama, and we are reviewing that election. I am of the very strong view that they truly didn't win that election. That is my strong view, is that they didn't win that election because of the tricks they've used. But here are the announced results from the ECZ. So the UPND's candidate got 17,647, and Peter Chikweti from FDD, remember the PF candidate who stood under Tonse stroke FDD, got 14,302. The results are looking like this. Where is my chart? There's a chart that I got from Dr. Lawrence Mwelo, actually. Yeah, there is a chart. UPND got 44.19%. The opposition got 56%. If they were united, they would win this election. Because although the leading candidate got 37.15%, Citizen First got 7.53%, UPPZ got 5.82%, Socialist Party got 4.2%, and New Focus Party, the new party that was formed by my dear brother Siamunene, got 0.5%. The combined vote for the opposition is 56%. So although the opposition won the election, the UPND has gotten away with it because the votes from the opposition have split. That's one factor that you have to note. I keep on playing that video of youths going to a house to prepare for celebrations. Now, those are motorbikes that were recently distributed by Elvis Nkandu. Under Ministry of Youth and Sport, there is a project to distribute, as a form of empowerment, motorbikes to young people, young entrepreneurs. But as we've seen in all these by-elections, Elvis Nkandu and his permanent secretary abuse their powers, and they give those motorbikes to youths who are literally just UPND cadres, or lure them to the UPND. There were over 13 ministers in this by-election, and they had called district commissioners from Northern Province, Muchinga and Luapula. The district commissioners were also helping in this election. What are the statistics? We had 138,000 voters, 138,000 voters. The Kasama district has 2 constituencies. That's why you saw 2 totaling centers. There was a totaling center for Lukasha that was happening at Kasama College of Education, and there was one for Kasama Central that was at Lusaka Boys Secondary School. So there are 2 constituencies, Kasama Central and Lukasha. Total 138,000 votes. 218 polling stations. That's why you saw there was over 100 polling stations on this side and another on the other side. And then the place had total 19 wards and 218 polling stations. When we went to bed yesterday, the FDD candidate, PF candidate who stood under Tonse, and FDD candidate had a commanding lead, leading with a runaway vote of about 3,000-4,000 by the time you were going to bed. But you woke up this morning and the UPND had overtaken. What happened? There are various factors that forced that. First of all, we saw violence being unleashed overnight, and this face kept on coming up. Hachiswenye is a UPND candidate, is a UPND thug from Choma. You will meet him in many by-elections. We do meet him in many by-elections. He's one of those thugs that are deployed from Southern Province. He was engaged in violence, in a lot of violence, and a lot of our people were met in skirmishes. In the night, they attacked the totaling center because they thought that, I think it was a form of intimidation. And 2 of our members of the party are nursing their wounds. They are currently admitted to hospital. This brother of ours, a thug from Choma, Hachiswenya, is said to have been coordinating both the polling agents that the UPND had. He had the vehicle. I think our people got pictures of the vehicle that he was using, and he was coordinating that where his polling agents were, but he was also coordinating the violence. There was even a shootout in the night committed by Hachiswenya's group. We don't know who triggered the shot, but Hachiswenya was involved. In the run-up to the elections, you heard the video I was playing of Chimbaka Mbwili where he was attacked. They were attacked, although they were not harmed because they had to run away, but they were followed by the UPND. So there were 13 ministers. Our brother Baiwo Symposia is the one that has been declared winner to replace, Madam Kolara, who was a PF mayor for Kasama. The gentleman on the right is Baiwo Symposia, who ECZ has declared that had 17,647 votes. For me, the Patriotic Front or the FDD candidate won this election. Clearly they won the election. But where was the trouble? The Electoral Commission had to deploy 2 helicopters. We also understand that Elvis Nkandu had a helicopter, but that is not confirmed. But there were 2 ZAF helicopters that were being used by ECZ because Lukasha, the far-flung areas, and you saw the results from those areas, 437 against the FDD candidate, sometimes just 100, 200. They seem to have commanded the lead from the rural areas. Now, The rural area, part of Kasama, is the one that is mostly disgruntled than even urban areas. Because remember, the farmers are still struggling. Most of them were not paid until December. So our farmers have been struggling too. Feeder roads going to their areas, issues of water and boreholes. So the most disgruntled community in Kasama is a rural part where Lukasha is. It's a very difficult. Even Lukasha, where my dear brother George Sanga came through a by-election following the death of Wamunkonge, who died during COVID. Lukasha is a very, very difficult seat. In fact, we've had one-term MPs. The rural part and also the concentration of the other urban parts, a very difficult area. So we see the UPND began to lead from the rural areas. Well, I want to show rural areas at CDF level. Are you sure CDF is working? Are you sure CDF is working? So what would be the factor for those people to win? And the Kasama itself, we saw Sibo distributing money. People still voted against the UPND candidate. On social media, it has emerged a lot of complaint against our FDD team that they left early for Honorable Chibaka Mbuli at the court case, so he had to leave. And George Sanga remained in the province, but we saw a bulk of MPs come to attend what our dear brother Brian Mundubile was hosting, the Tonse Alliance. And a lot of people are saying they should have waited to ensure that first our polling agents are all secured, because this is a vast area. Most of it, especially Lukasha area, rural area. That's why ECZ was using helicopters. So how can we ensure that we secure the vote? In Kasama, it looks very well that the vote was properly secured. And the results were out by 18, 19, 20, 21. But late in the night when those results started coming from Lukasha, it doesn't take away our emphasis. It's not enough that the people have voted. The work starts after our people have voted. Go and secure that vote. The UPND will deploy violence. And now someone has texted me that they are accusing Chipoka Mlenga that they were distributing 500 kwacha to some polling agents where results were altered. Those are allegations. I think the team could be compiling something. I don't know if they hope to petition that seat, but there's no time. Even if you petition and win, there can't be another by-election. But it's important that you gather all these details. So some people have mentioned Chipoka Mlenga, the Minister of Commerce, as one of those that was bribing in some places for the polling party agents to sign in when the results were altered by ECZ. All these are allegations, but we hope that the team on the ground can gather these results, and if there's a petition, but you need to test that information, and it also helps you prepare for the 2026 general elections. There are many lessons to learn from this election, but number one, the issue of unity, which we talk about. If it remains lip service, it will demonstrate. Here, the UPND got 44%, the opposition got 55%. And there was a rude awakening. I personally thought that the Socialist Party would do very well in Kasama. They've been present since 2019. Every time I was in Kasama and I visited areas, far-flung areas, I would see a T-shirt, a Socialist Party T-shirt. The Socialist Party had even distributed very nice, durable, high-quality Socialist Party T-shirt. So you'd find them, the way you find that Galungu T-shirt. In Kasama, parts of Chinsali, Mpika, Mporokoso, you will find Socialist Party T-shirts right in the villages. So I'd hope that Socialist Party would do very well, but they didn't. They were even beaten by UPPZ Chanda's party, the Citizen First have also adventures in Kasama. I hope that they'll do much better than they did. But FDD, which is PF, are the commanding lead. And then the UPND, who are using a lot of money, like I said, 13 ministers, a lot of district commissioners, their MPs were coming in and out, and what they were now distributing also cost the opposition that election. So the UPND might celebrate that they've won this election. For me, when you're going to elections, sometimes it's better you don't cover up the false hopes, because that's what it does. When you use a lot of money in a by-election and cover up to give yourself an impression that you are popular, what you've done is you've taken a painkiller where you need to have an operation. Because by the time you want to have an operation, the wounds will be septic and the wounds will have gone deep. There'll be no recovery. That's what the UPND is doing, is euthanizing itself. Feeling good that they've won Kasama when they've used so much resources, but they still proceeded to lose the election. Of course, we don't agree with the figures. Remember what we have stated about ECZ, that ECZ is not in a good capacity to deliver a free, fair, democratic and credible elections in our country. Owing to Mangala Zalumis's presence, McDonald Chipenzi, and the two key officials, Brown Kasaro and Dr. Kachaka, ECZ must be cleaned up if we are to have free and fair elections. Further, the register must be audited. And schemes we saw in Kasama, we saw them in Chawama. The team in Chawama was very alert. You saw Mao Sampa, even threatened with beatings and arrest, but they manned every polling station. You can't blame them, because Chawama, eventually, the most difficult part was places like outside near Chilanga, near Makeni, near Lilai. Those were the far-flung areas. In Kasama, that's more difficult. Sometimes you needed an helicopter. So in Chawama, it was easy to man the vote man to man. Kuyamaka results to ensure that the correct ones are counted and announced at the polling station. Remember what we've said, that Zambia's electoral system is one of the best in Africa. In fact, if not the world. But it doesn't mean that it can be manipulated. It doesn't mean that it can't be overcome, and it doesn't mean that they can't bring in these irregularities. Why is Zambia's electoral system one of the best in Africa? Because you count at the polling station, and you're only going to the totaling center to collect the results from various polling stations. So if you man the vote at the polling stations in Zambia, the elections are won and lost at the polling station. That is why it was very difficult for ECZ and the UPND to do anything in Kasama Central where there were various witnesses. It's difficult because you have to count, people have to witness, and then you have to stick the results outside. In the rural areas, if you are not there, you are not present, those guys, results. We saw, you've seen that video, like you saw in Uganda. We have that video that came from 2021 elections. And on counting, they can overturn the results because they know once they seal, you can't open those ballots unless there's a court order. The vote recount is not allowed when they seal those ballot papers until after a court order or an electoral petition, and that is when. So it's very, very difficult to for people to look back on what has happened. So the key issue, that's why we talk about vote protection, secure those polling stations, we invest a lot of money in road shows, we invest a lot of money in radio awareness and radio broadcast and pay very little. In fact, on the day of election, everyone leaves and go back to Lusaka. That is when an election begins, when our people begin to vote. All the investment in any election should begin just when voting begins. so that you see that no one is marking or inserting pre-marked ballots or is just marking himself. And at counting, you have to be present to verify, witness the counting, so that when you get the polling station results, you get that G20. It's difficult to manipulate those results. So when we emphasize on vote protection, and countrywide we have 12,150 polling stations, will the opposition mount an effective vote protection and secure the vote program to ensure that you get those results, you have copies of that G20, and that you can then send it to headquarters? Do you have that capacity? It's not enough to make news, to make noise on social media, on Facebook, to make noise anyway. It's not good enough. What is good enough is that go in, secure that vote, protect that vote. If there's no vote protection program, forget the election. So 2 key issues: unity in the opposition. It has been demonstrated here and in Chawama. But there are 2 lessons. You know that our people, despite our call for unity, can vote for one candidate and that candidate can win. Let's assume this was a free and fair election. The FDD candidate could have won, even with our mantra of unity. Unity is important, but everyone is beginning to see that our people are more wiser. They are making more decisions themselves. And here, Bale Chitintang Ngombe Kuri candidate as we saw in Chawama. So this is a lesson for the opposition. When you ignore our people and our call for unity, they will decide on your behalf. Today is a People's Forum. Let me hear from you about these elections that took place in Kasama. Someone said, Ambassador, this is electoral officials that manage the election. Get their names. I know where they are getting to. You and I know why someone is asking me that I need to find the names of these people who manned the Kasama mayoral by-elections in this. Because they've taken concern that the local government commission has changed staff, council secretaries, town clerks, who will man the elections in 2026 are being flushed out, and they're putting people from just one region. I think that's what someone is trying to get to when they say, Ambassador, get the names of these people. It's a very serious concern. An election is a process. An election is not stolen on August 13th. An election is a process. Who are the commanding officers in Lusaka, in Chipata? Who's the police commanding officer in Chipata? Write the name. Who's the commanding officer in Choma? Choma is the capital city. Who's the commanding officer in Mongo? Who's the commanding officer in Solwezi? Who is the commanding officer for Lusaka? Who's the commanding officer for Copperbelt? Who's the commanding officer for Luapula province? Who's the commanding officer for Northern Province? Who's the commanding officer for Muchinga? Who is the police commanding officer in each province? Please type in the name if you know any of them. And then who are the council secretaries manning the 116 council secretaries and town clerks? Because these are the electoral officials for ECZ. So if the appointment are leaning just towards one region, it's part of the rigging infrastructure where they hope that these persons will deliver. Someone is calling. Let me see if this is very important. But what I'm saying is that election is a process. What is happening at ECZ, what's happening at the Zambia Police, what is happening at municipalities and council, you need to worry, because this translates into an infrastructure, both for delimitation, for referendum, and for general elections or any by-elections. This is the infrastructure that runs the system. Let me just go for a short break. I take this call. It could be something important.
Journalist, nama journalist. Tuachiwa mu campaign. Kampyongo ine awe twafuma pa meeting yakubalirapo twatampa okuya pa meeting ya Chikonkapo twala kisana filabe bati road show twanina na kumyoto katulesha ne filimba abantu bafuma bachuma abantu baleshana bale tusekelela abanensu baunfu obufuba bachi asende myoto kashabala na batupepeka na batutoba amabwe nga mwaya ku location abena location bale miadala ba PF baba pepeka mabwayo bachifuana nefi fiafine ama t-shirt ya UPND ne myoto kasha UPND ukutupepeka okuyapitila ku ukufuma mu location okuyapitila ku tazala tuwelele fi twasapsana twebana abantu kwati bayechita report police. In fact bakashishi bashitumina na officer in charge nomba mweba nenso ndamulelu usaluse fevuni tumaipa ishaba nenso fila mwachila tupepeka ngachakwa moto kaida ya chibeuka tuachibamwa abantu abengi ngala tulufie miosha abantu ba police kuno ku Northern Province bebe ni abaleso aba balekefyo abantu ngana babakana fi bante bakwete message bamkandu inonshita bale imba fe nyimbo
Narikwa Tomwacho and George N. Mutonga is an economist and a financial expert. He's already mocking me at our opposition. You are just crying. George, you want me to congratulate theft. You want me to congratulate stolen votes. You want me to congratulate these irregularities and the rampant corruption that took place. No, George. You and I are committed to this country and we want a better and fair country. The lines are open. What is your contribution? I was just summarizing that there are many lessons from these elections. What is your lesson? What do you pick from this election? There's an issue of unity. The ruling party got 44%. The opposition got 56%. They won the election but lost the vote. Why? Because the votes are distributed to Citizen First, to UPPZ, to Socialist Party, and to New Focus Party, a new party by Siamunene. So I'm taking the cause. Come and rant with me. Hello, good evening. Please tell us your name and where you're calling. You're now Mbamulishani.
My name is Andrew.
Andrew, make your contributions.
So, Ambassador, for me, I'm elections ya ukasama, sama afuti, na chua mafini ya chitikakuti, batu nyankola. Because tulengeto assembly ya tuatura pochimo. You see, opposition unity is very important. This is what we have been saying. Amari doesn't make the ground is very fertile. The supporters of the Patriotic Front are ready, they're just waiting for a signal. Unfortunately, unfortunately, what honorable, and with due respect, what honorable Prime did, I've got great respect for that man, and I've been supporting Brian Mondwell. But I'm sorry, I cannot support that illegality. I hope that we can pick lessons. If you're quite it is not right. People should learn to be humble. I'm a candidate. It's very clear. There's yourself, there's Wakambwiri, there's Omtope Kafuaya, there's Grefort Monde, there's Wamakebi Zulu, but Shimbagambwiri. Number Muntu Mosa Wayako Waya around him, Washaba Nobe, Wayakutu Sikuria, Wakusta store. It is not right. It is not right, and I hope that Brian Mondwell will get back to the team. Otherwise, The opposition is actually ready to take the mantle, but it's up to the leaders to decide. Otherwise, as the people, as the supporters, we're ready. Our leaders are ready. So Brian Mundure, Emmanuel Mwamba, Bashimba Kambweli, Mtuka Fire, Premi Papa. Ikari Nipamo, bury all the differences. Ambassador, and I have to say this. Some people have just refused to acknowledge and respect the acting president, Honorable Government. Gavali Chindikefe, acting president, given the probably number problems, but because he wants to do justice, let us learn to respect leadership. Let us learn to respect authority. One day, Ambassador Mwamba will be the president of the PF, will be the president of this country, and you want to be respected. One day, Mwamba will be the president. He wants to be respected. So you've got supporters, unfortunately, the team is you find that Jama supporters, the way they are addressing the acting president, the way they are just disrespecting, demeaning, calling names, it is not right. This afternoon, Mondubile was live on Berenam TV. He made a very serious allegation. And I was very disappointed. So please, if you want to pick it up,
what did he say? What did he say which concerned you?
We still have hope.
What did he say that concerned you?
So Mundi wa sendaki pali amalidas abali terinyapa nibe kafi abali kinabambiaba probably they are something to do with their boat or they are working with the other ring part kila chinaba bashita so bena ebali clean bena. I don't know the exact words. I need to do a paper, but something around that. And I was very disappointed. But I know, Gamaba Mona, Gamatambo style minute, was having to accuse that me am European project. Gamaba Mona Monsiava, you don't talk like that. And then they present a challenge for Mundubile. Can you name them? Name those people you are talking about. He failed to name them. He said, no, I won't name them. So, it is not right. Let us respect the acting president. Let us respect one another as political leaders. If it feels if you're not in the field,
thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Alex. Good evening, Ambassador.
Alex, good evening. Make your contributions.
Yeah, Ambassador. I'm coming from a political party called Zambia.
Make your contributions.
Ambassador, I am so saddened with the division that is happening in the opposition. Like the way you have mentioned earlier on, that these results, if the opposition was united, the ruling party would have lost this Kasama by-election. But because lack of unity, greediness, selfishness, it has cost the opposition. Coming to what my brother Andrew was saying about Wamundubile. Wamundubile is a project of UPND. The true Wamundubile, he has emerged for UPND with all those MPs.
Now, when you accuse him, you put me in a difficult situation because he's not here to defend himself, and just pick your language properly so that we,
Ambassador, I'm an individual, and I'm not here. I'm just using your platform to express my views and what I know about these individuals. I know even you at one time you came very strong and supported the Wamundubile. Right now, you are now coming, and it seems like you are now coming out from Wamundubile. But my point is, Wamundubile is a project of UPND. What he has done is he has mobilized all these MPs to support him. Next year, or this coming election, Wamundubile is not winning an election. UPND has promised him that he won't win an election. He will become the major political party in the next after the general elections, or maybe he will win with maybe 20 MPs or maybe 30 MPs. He's not looking at it now. He's looking at it in the next maybe 2030. But it's a project of UPND. If you looked at how UPND has aligned himself not long ago, Chair Tukuta posted on his Facebook page said the ruling party has entered into stronghold of opposition. Our stronghold of ruling parties to intact. What he meant is UPND has registered almost 1 million votes in Southern Province, Western Province, and Northwestern. That area has not been, for them, they're saying is untouched. And UPND are working with Mundubile and many others. They are going to penetrate, they are penetrating in our strongholds, where Mundubile, he has agreed at one point was looking to become a vice president. He was actually spearheading to become a vice president in UPND. So today, what he's doing right now is total confusion. He cannot be trusted with power because he has failed to follow a laid down procedure of the party that he claims is coming from. Because the party that he claims to be coming from, which is PF, has not barred him to stand. All what they have said is follow the procedure. Why is the hurry? Why is so much in a hurry to do these things? Even those people who are following him, those ministers, the former ministers and MPs, trust me, some of them, they don't know what he has agreed
Alex,
with them.
as you wind up, speak about Kasama mayoral by-election. I think that's what we are discussing today.
No, sir. It is all borders. No, sir. It is starting from this point, because when you're having leaders who are full of confusion, then you have a problem. We cannot imagine, because it is all comes from this point, Ambassador. And when you are coming and telling us not to speak up these issues, in my view, I feel that you are protecting some of these things, some of these people. I feel you are protecting them. Okay? You should hear us. You should hear us. And that's the reason why you have brought up this platform. We should speak our views. Kasama was divided because you have a leader such as him. Go to Kasama and begin to attack his fellow leader. What's his name? Given Rubin. One of his colleagues was even on the radio. So I heard something where he was saying Rubin should not come to this by-election. Who does that? What kind of unity are you talking about? He could actually command those people and tell them, stop what you are doing. But he goes in Kasama, he plays around because he has got nothing to do with Kasama. He moves out and he goes to attend a useless convention. What nonsense is that? I end my case, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please let's stick to the issues in Kasama and what are the lessons? Yes, caller. Tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Emmanuel. This is Nyangwe Dani.
Mr. Dan from Canada.
Thank you, Kwai. Ambassador Emmanuel, I'll just say this. The Kasama by-election, the Chawama by-elections are a litmus test for the opposition. And why I'll say this is, we've been talking about unity, but they don't want to listen. But here's the thing. There is a party that is loved by the Zambian people. And this party, whether you like it or not, it's not a perfect party. They have learned from their mistakes. But the opposition can join this party for the sake of the Zambian people, because we all know what we are fighting with. The person that we are fighting with is not going to give up power. He has been doing all what he can in the name of Imingalato. And if you looked at it, why would we trust a person who has tried to steal and kill Zambian biggest opposition party? If he can do that to PF, I'm now challenging these parties, that the so-called opposition parties, but they do not even have numbers. There's one bus, one vehicle that has structures. You might not like them, but for the sake of the Zambian people, can you work with this party? Because when you work with this party, and then at the end of the day, come of August 2026, we will defeat the person who's standing in front of us. so that we can have people liberated, people like Emmanuel Mwamba can now work with the Zambian people on the ground. What we are now learning from what is happening, I'm so glad to say, the opposition, you cannot win this battle alone. Can you join the vehicle that has structures? I like what the press conference yesterday, when PF had the press conference, said PF is a bigger party. People have gone and come back, but PF will still embrace you. So for me, this Kasama by-election is a wake-up call. And then, Ambassador Mwamba, I'm like advising you and everyone, I think let's stop giving air to these small opposition parties that are not doing anything. We can concentrate on the formidable team to bring Zambia together. Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba. God bless you and have a good weekend.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, family, we are discussing Kasama by-election. What are the lessons? Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Tuabomba, Wanenmwebani, and where you calling us from? I'm free. Make your contributions.
Kasama chine umpanga marulo area tamali tabare takwali security kuno kuchinga amavoti kwati for example kuna nikane kurati kwa misengo kula kwali ba amali relative beswa betala kula kumshukura nale tumaine barete boko bacha kwena kuno abantu abengi ero twacha mukuvota tabare fwa kuno fwa ukindi bachira bubotera fe ni FDD tombo kusapa bukusasa ngati ero bare announce kusapunda ti abavotere katishinga bali abavotere nankane FDD bali abali katishinga ni 10 ero abo bambi abempendo nsati ya kuri ba UPN ero nishwa UPN tabale bafwa yako so ifine bintu mulera ndaba Mwamba kwebati wa opposition bali ngiro kwebati not wa utukira for example kubusaka ine cyari mpapusha sana kusasa ngo kwebati wati abakalamba bandi ba mutotega fwa bakampiongo barana ali bachindika sana abantu bala bamukuchita 10 ya meeting ya badani kule kulia instead bambe okuchingira kudama vote bengire mpanga muda bachingira ama vote bafwa abantu kwebati bamake make sure ero babutukira kumarusaka kulia eko baya mukulia nga maswitinga livinji so fyonse bafwire baleresha this ambirandi ba opposition yonse mulalanda bobandi president kwebati bekatana nomba bukaitemwe bwabo kira umona umumone fintu bachire kukasama bali bakala batabafu okumva abana abo fintu baleranda nawe ushobora okushwa umuntu kwebati kula kuntundeya nderu sansha kwanishe rero wakunganya poko ya minika umuntu kula kwini so fyonse fyo bale pera chance ba UPND andiri sambiro lya kwebati batabaombere poko bati bekatano beshiwe kwebati fine fichitike kukasama na 2026 ni chance ya kwa HH akapita andi naba mundu bire bene nei group yaba given Luinda bonse aba bantu abaimo ba PF bonse mufwire muise chapa mwikatane chapa mu bamundu bire nangu benge minno kwebati bala iminna baebeka teti bakwanisho kwebati bakapite bakapite kwa bula group ya bena given Luinda bena chimba kambwi na bena chimba kambwi given Luinda bari kwa baba pamona ba mundu bire bengendera chapa mu so ba apiti ukulimwe bene ba Mwamba aba bantu kale na bena chapa mu mubebe kira umona umo babweshanye ndali bagive mu binda bene bakalam bafire bayita babache basabiwo kwe bati bache iseni pano iseni tutege mu bafunye ko fe kukaite mu ngati ku president nganali ne bagive mu binda kuti nasara ndati bane ine nini kula no kula ikare nyapa mundu bire wala wa party president yo nankane makete ba vice ine na lava tunga to ala mchaira campaign na position yengi sana muda bale firo kuchitevya musangwe bale ndabusha ine lero beshiwe kwe batinga bale firo kuchitevya musangwe bale pera HH chance and HH ngapita asa 2026 eba kesa mukukandwa ero ngabalufyanya pa ground abantu bala sango kwe bayino ine nchita abantu bala sarangana nombaga tabaposele kwa amana
balamba n'okulaba muli ba HH bene mulya kairi ninchita baleko okukweba ati nani kukweba background twalikatana kweba tubombere chapa ko tubatungirire but abene bene kuli selfish yabo bale kusuka kwikatana chapa mo kweba twendere chapa so lwabo abene ifunga twachinja mano na kutwamba okula kumbi twala abasula tatukokolo okubasula bakesa mola HH ngate fe akesa bakandero ine kutinate mwasane finenga bakonkanya bo fintu balechi HH akapite so that akese bakanda kabachito ubisana abantu aba kaita balikuwa unit so bamwamba bakosereshenga bafana pe bapene beshilo kwe bati na ifoto alanaka walale ko kubasapota so bakendere kozi mundu birengae ba given na bena bayibeka nishwa kanikana kaidi hapa nish chance bakapera HH nishapita no kupita so bamwamba kompere na tote.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Mwamba Shani.
You're now Bomba.
Shinali andine wo chitimo kurukalumba.
Bakalumba landeni po.
Mkwai kwena na inifo ningalanda kubali kwena. Chishi weba ifo mwingatu wafu wako wa mwambo kuteke ntunguru shishesu especially kurengu fukwai.
Mkwai.
Shishi ifo mwingatu wafu wako kuteke ntunguru shishesu banshi. Because na kwa shana ifini aya pitile kukata moku. Kuti omwamu nafera ikipati ya bakalabiyo pati ya bamembe mavoti yangeyo bali kwata. PF yakwata abantu because PF party ngachakwata ikweta abantu teti kwata mavoti ya daru twakwete kulya kukasama. So ekireka bira cha amintunguru sheswe especially bali mu PF. Kuyo kwikala pansho kwikata nukumona bose twala kitashani chichaisa. Because abengi twalimona saka kulya nabekala. Ebya ko bati bali yakulya kulukasha kulya nikulyo kwa bati. Twale ufoko bati kuli ama helicopter. Eyale twala ama ballot. Nomanga chakwata tukweta abantu besikula. Tuwa kitashani protect ama vote. Baikerefe kulusaka kulya bale sibalera fififulo. So bamwambe necho ngalomba chakulati. Twala ni bukwita ko ntumushesu. Nta pali ya ruwira bamundire bamutoto kwaya bakamchongo. Kama tupepe ya kwa abantu banchi. Bakata ntumburu shimo. Ya kwati yaisalula ina zambe fene cyo kwakwata okutera. Because abantu background ya Mwamba family kuchanga kufuta kuzambi abantu balechula. Nomanga tabakata huwa kularula abantu ishi twaraba sana kuishi. So beka ndokwachi. Na mninga loko nomla tuwafuisha sana. Tunauta kwenye kungurushesu na mfasomi mwananchitanya. Pakwachi kwa mpunguru kumuna yote waraiminika. Nokusapoto tukasapota. Atotera mkwai.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Washani wa Mwamba wesi wa Mkonge ava.
Ba Mkonge landeni po.
Ba ambasa decha kubalira po detotela imwe. Letore twalira okumisonga nokola mpera mano insurance. Robushku twalekereshe ko ba ambasa tatawali bushku busuma. Abengite kubamuni platform yano ba ambasa daya janda attack. Nefintu mwali nguru kweba abantu tari firikro kweba because abantu bashire tumama phone bashire retechi ngana rero icho murando wako batiresa litera mano mwali esho kuchita content. So ndetotela mure kunkanya kofie kurumbanya resenshi kuchungu panturesa lyonse eobikira kwa manu pamuntu. Robushkuba mwambanga temanu mwako atapa platform pamwenu. Ngapali fimbi na ngwataki hali sabati mwali itararika. Ndetotela palicho. Then chimbecho ndefo okulanda kuwa mbambasa ndefo abantu beshibe. Abantu nga baranda ligo. Again nga basaranda titreo. Ndefo abachite understand. Ambassador ba given bali mweni okwebati bazumani nabakure uko balero lakuti balenga abena zambya bachulira so barubinda bali chitire suspend bakure na bazumani tonse yawo so after barubinda bachita suspend ya tonse ya bachita suspend ba not tonse before tapara ise ya tonse bachita suspend bazumani n'abakuli okwe bati onse amashu yalefu moko tamufuire mwayo mfwa amashu yafuire yawo mfuika baliro ndorola fyonse after efe fyakitika aba fyashubensuba mu ndubire tabayishire kuli ba Rubinda n'okuba kuchati ninshi mwarangire feryo before that ba Rubinda bali stressers n'aba members imwe bamwamba mwalimine n'okuranda okwebati awe ba Rubinda tufire twakita unite mufire mwa kita withdraw amasuspension bara abantu mwarera ndirako bonse n'abamundubire na bonse bo bakitire suspend tapali abayishire ku mukita supported kwena munine fwaranda firife bwino bebe kwabo bakita withdraw amasuspension bayitere fetombero but mwe bale barandirako ni mwebu so after amasuspension mwashire soso kwebati okay barubinda taba sweet ati nishabwesha babantu nangu ndeba bwesha mwashire rando kwebati first ama elections ya kasama yapite ero nomba tukesa ikarapanshi ya olete nishiba zumani na bapure bali ba funya mu system nomba bara abantu bafunya mu system basa ita meeting ila meeting baita which means instruct ita iligo naba mundubire bali umfuire ero basitira na onsi ba kwebati meeting yaba tawufire wa tatabana basitana na onsi kubantu wonse abo fwebe karacharo ati bazumani nga bapanga press conference nangu bapure tatufire twamfwa twali bonse clear bonse bali kere tondoro nomba bara abantu basaita meeting bamundubire ba kulija meeting baro ba kulija meeting which is ni meeting ila ya iko definitely shara tumbuka mofi ya iko then uraba akura ku meeting basa ina meeting yabara abantu bakire suspend na bena basa chita suspend aba bachita suspend tio PF twachita suspend twayifunyamo mutonse alliance nomba bara abantu bali basa suspended yakare bapanga chani meeting which means ile itwa illegal ila meeting yawe ya illegal yasa stana onsa PF twayifunyamo mutonse nomba PF bayifunyamo mutonse ngaba mundubire bakwebati bali abasangwa na bali abantu bayirire munshira nshi because bali abantu nishi barando kwebati PF twayifunyamo mutonse so nomba bafunyamo PF mutonse again kwa sababu yo twarasta amend constitution nomba twarasta amend constitution muri member wa PF yo basitire suspend nomba ora member asangwa mukuchita amend ila constitution oro ila constitution bakita amend yalera ndo kwebati lita wa tonse alliance afuire PF ifire abani anka ya tonse alliance ifire ashita anka ila tonse alliance nomba basa bura ila anka constitution bayona ola bayipangira bene constitution ya yabo rulabaona ila constitution nishbare chingirira rulabaranda PF tairimo mutonse which means nishinabe shibako bare start ngatwasara uyu ndubire pako basta pali wa kutonse okesa rulabasa buro kwebati anka party ni PF president wa PF ofira balirita wa mu tonse ila mu constitution bayifunyamu icho ni shinabe shibo kwebati ngabare kaidya ba PF ngabasara ntungurushi ekesa abatonse leader so mukuchingirira ile ntungurushi bakasara ba PF bafunyamo constitution bayipangira constitution so kuchita betrayal because baICO oro bale pangira constitution bali randiro kweba PF anka party bali ishibe cyo barandira anka party ukuchingirira aya mafya bamundubire bapangire because PF ngani anka party bamundubire techi bapange obubu afya balimo which means ni shibashita betrayal ila constitution yaba ECO oro again baICO bali randiro kwebati ufuire aba leader wa mutonse afuire asaro na ba PF which means ba PF barebera okusare
bamunkonge pusheni
bachita twice betrayal baICO
bamunkonge
so na bachita challenge ba mundubire ngabare kana chita bachita betrayal baICO change baona ile constitution Yeah, Shireva ECL. Because the constitution, you are to protect Tonse. So, Avantunga Vaveva, now was the pit trail. Now, one other constitution, ya Tonse, ya Shireva ECL, Wapange Avu. But very that ECL movement. Number Vashan movement, because any organization, Yendera, Ichi drive organization, constitution. Yeah, cover to chairman and go off my power is up. Akakonkanya pura in the constitution.
Thank you Munkonge mulengafu wako. You take so much time. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. But Raphael, quickly make your contribution.
Kulingana na by-election ya Kasama nachitulanga apa butokolanda ati abantu bafuire bayikatana abafyafya ni bukaitemwe so tibafuire kwa bonse bayikatane eno the ya convention yaba PF I think nayo na olasane fintu because even the patience nga yapitirira na ule fintu from 2023 baitafedire ama convention so tatwishime mwebene fyo mwalapanga otherwise abantu bali kuli ba mundu bire eri obwafi abenge abo mulesuminisho okutuma apo tababa background baba kufyalo balera fye fisungu apo instead na bena bese kuno bese bafuirishi so mkwaichile for kwa ni unit kwa epo na pera.
Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Beauty from Mundola, make your contributions.
Okay. Mwamba, mupe kwa bama leaders beswama presidential candidate bali minina. Usoko bati bali minina beka le panshi, ba mfano ko bati kukaba convention ya waya. Efyo nomba kwaba kuikala mwala muna suspension. Ama suspension ya tulapa kwa bati ngatamule umfuira leader. Ichira chintu chira kwata leader uba pwati uyo leader mwambo kumfuira nombanga mwasura leader mwambo kula chitele fyenu eifi bwangu inefyo ndiasekela ko bamundubire tabali no kuya kulya mukutoloko kuya ku FDD tabali no kulolera ukuikala okufofe bale chanoti wachite chifukushi abantu bale kufwaya elo wachite chifukushi wa mini nakuja nango abantu bale kufwaya kutuwalusa no kulusa abantu bakufumamo mwamfwa namubone chachitika kukasama bamundubire ebaliko irakasama siti ratatwalina okulusa India siti twalina okusenda fe bwino oli omuntu namumone fye abadonseri takwaba muleti mwakumaleda ya group y'abamundubire yamba okusoka abananku uisako kuno given nambani chimwala bomba shani mweka unit nishala bapeka wanu ebalengera manya tseku wow ebalengera kurusa kasama iti mbona elo mbana isa ku abantu bafa kwa unit ngokubali na bachungu kanti president
Your network has become bad. We can't hear. Thank you very much. Try to call back. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm calling from Lusaka. Anonymous.
Thank you. Make your contribution anonymous.
Contribution in the four Kulanda Koyabati. Tonse Alliance. PF was the anchor part. So the next move we acquired Chavinga. He had interest now to come and disturb Tonse Alliance because the anchor party was PF. Ngari Vatwara Kukoti because he is the one with the papers. Mleomfa. So PF apawaitita sideline. Ni ndio mnafikati ni templos sideline. So apachavinga maka na yapo hapa. Katushi the next bovu alefo kuchita. Because ngari sabona ora futi batozi. Kaingi ngewa kweta makafuti. Because aleva pepeka. In fact, nefibala bananta bamakebi bala ku NCP. Apa alubana chavinga apa futi. Teshivo wako konka nomba. But in the end, let them unite and pick one candidate to stand as a president.
Thank you.
A contribution financial for Kupela.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Yeah, there are people that are asking about
okay, my name's
Just a minute, my brother.
Raphael Chanda, calling from Livingstone.
Raphael Chanda, just a minute, Raphael. I've put on the screen the picture of the Minister of Justice, the Attorney General, Solicitor General, PS, and the team. There's an announcement from the Ministry of Justice that they wish that they could put to rest the late President, Dr. Edgar Chagwa. So those that wanted to comment about the issues around Honorable His Excellency President Edgar Lungu, they can. My brother, make your contributions.
Ngafide abali ama presidential candidate bonse aba PF olubiro olululonse bamwamba lulafaye kamwambira kyapamo so nanguma sports ali yonse balala nogwera ati play with the sound of the gun ngamamona ile mfuti yadira bonse lo mwarambo kubutuka but nombanga mwamona behavior abamundubire bantu ino bona ale support abantu bona timeno bona mwono kwa joke naba kwa tama kwa litizi ayakuba intungulu shikaramba but yabieve yakwe batu bonse muri parubiro abana oberirya bare ipikanya bana bamba koko butuka I think kidya nshayi mwene bwino then chimbi chintu chakwe bati ero bayikere bari abatonsa alliance and made recommendations and concluded that PF should be expelled from the Tonsa alliance. Ramundubire is a member of PF. Nabe naro batamshe bala PF abana bana bana batamshe kumu. But ngamamanete atsire Ramundubire bali bwerere beka kujya. Nokya lipira era 50,000 dia nomination. So ngamamona behavior ebalanga pakati apa behavior ranga ukubentunguri shikalamba. Kubapera maka na mashortcuts abaturangisha tubasa abawes kupitana ngo nabene turekondema. Because umuntu omwapera responsibility ya kuteke chalo temuntu filale bomfi ama shortcuts nkuchitefintu procedure are very important, especially that ngamuli abantu abengi. You must make sure that uli also register participate muri onse program omkweta mwambira pamano kuisha chapa echinto chana mone chari fene ba mundu bire andi irabye bya I think umuntu fe waba fe reasonable to support it. Thank you very much, Mamba.
Thank you. I've got another caller waiting. Caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Oh, just a minute, caller. I think I know where the problem is.
Hello, good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Okay, Ambassador, I'll remain anonymous for now.
Yes, anonymous.
Yes. For me, I have a number of things to contribute to this program.
Yes.
I'll start with the elections that were just ending in Kasama. And looking at the numbers that you've put on the screen, for me, I would say that I saw some writing which you did where you had indicated that I think we won and we decided not to protect the votes. By now, Zambians should know to say the events in Kawambwa told us a story which we didn't want to, I think, do in these elections, like in Kasama. What is the story? Vote protection. The last time Ambassador I called on the program, I indicated to say, for now, the destruction of Mundwire stories, issues should not be entertained. Right now, the opposition should be looking at uniting. The numbers they say don't lie. They could have maybe gotten Mingalato and gotten those numbers, but the numbers tell you that if all of them, FDD, CF, and the UPSP, had kind of united to say, let's put one person, we could have been talking about a different story. But the opposition don't want to do that. And then they have one thing in common. Let's look at the Chawama elections. The Chawama election taught us something. Mao Sampa, given Luvinda, Celestina, they did what they have to do to protect the votes. And we are where we are today. That is history and all that. So that should tell you something. I feel sad that we've got the opposition who are not using information. You know, they say information is power. The Bible says, my people perish because of what? Lack of knowledge. But we have the information at hand, which is telling us, let's unite. We are failing to unite. The numbers are telling us, let's do voter protection. We are failing to do voter protection. The issue of Vamundwiri, I know people are saying, is this program just for Vamundwiri? We are calling out Vamundwiri because we have seen that there's something wrong which he has done, and we are saying we don't want to have a person like this as a president because in Bemba Tulanda at Pombo Vilima, you see, Bali Vinimina, whatever the rush is, whether he's protecting certain things or whether he's preventing certain things, we don't know what it is, but whatever it is that he's doing to protect his own interest, it's not good. You should look at the country because we've got a country as a bigger picture. For me, that is my contribution, Ambassador. And thank you so much for allowing me to call on the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Didi again, I'm back.
Yeah, wind up because I had to cut you because the network became very bad.
Okay. No, Mwamba. Apaye muchachi nifo tulelandira ati bamundubire bakoza. Ifyo bale ekita. Tabale ekita fyakweba ati babenga baliddevo bateminwa abantu. Batolaike balenga na ilya siti twalusa mwanfu. Baadi akwaitoke bulino mukuchita campaign. Abo ni batose bakutosa olubiro, abo ni bashani ba. Nomba bashinguluka babo kwati bala kitafe bitera balama voters. Kutuba mimona shani. Baya mukubongola mukubapele fyakulya imwe nomba mwabutukira ku Lusaka. Era nomba ba UPN dicho bale kisana bwe chakongola mu fyakulya n'empia. Kisuma bala abantu namu basha mwabongola mwabasha bansala kukasama kulya kutumishi mwaire bantu ni mutumishi mupitire bashala nensala kulya nenkasu shabo na fertilizer tabakwete balegira mwo mwabwera kwechikulu mwapita nolala ni 2026 apatulefu abo kuba unite tulefu president washipa not president myalu kulu kutatulefu atwachula mwamfwa na tuchula ngani bana mawe bachulire mumanda mukufwa efyakulya bamwamba mukufwa efyakulya ishabana abana nabachula bela muna baba ledi anga baba pele mpiati fili nomo efintu tafili nomo Zambia na ipena na irubana eronga background fe baba ali background umuntu onsalero lero kwe bati president ni nani akabenishani ichikulu batupera president udi bwino twasala mupati onse mulaba oda mwabali dole kontrole efintu noti uyabuka mukuchitefi nangu ni munganda mulaba omufyashi kontrole efintu bamwamba pa muletu kontrola na tukwata oda nombanga bala chitafija bayo kuba muno kwate baba beka bwino baba holi efe chifuire okuba ikataneni bamundubira ikataneni nabanenu nangu wali ba popular bulapwa. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Please tell us hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador. This is Anonymous.
Anonymous,
calling
make your
from the land of AI.
Anonymous from land of AI, make your contributions.
Yes, sir. It's always good to be on your program, sir. You know, I like making 3 points. I'll make 3 quick points. The last one will be a Bible reference. Let me start with Kasama. I think there was lack of unity in Kasama. The numbers are glaring in front of us. We can see. I think what's the lesson to learn? I think going into 2026 August, we really need to get these egos down. I won't say afraid member, Calabar, everybody, come on, guys. You know, being a politician is not about being a celebrity. But more voting, 7 votes, 2 votes. Just humble yourselves. Let's be bigger together. Instead of having too much small egos on each one, that behavior should really come to an end. Or else we are elevating our and we are elevating that emotional need above the country. Let's grow up. Let's grow up. Okay? The way you win an election, the way we can win 2026 is by uniting, encouraging a high voter turnout, and having proper vote protection. And you have spoken, Mwamba, on vote protection. We don't even need to go into detail. The next point is that behavior is beginning to be apparent. First, but if the first time he went to court when Makebi came back from South Africa, he goes to court. He left in the middle of the court session. Back secretariat, Vashomona about the court, Bashana SG report, back secretariat, podium, Bapontrom now, Bachwana court, by Temok Fumabaya. The next thing, there's a Bu7, they are voting Bu7 parliament. Basmavako court, he leaves a major issue that side. What happens? Bakuka Samoko, Batsako campaign, Bafumako Bak, Tonse Alliance, Bakweda Kusaka, at a critical point. I think another time, the campaign, okay? So we heard recently, Quadicon Club, Bafumamo, via Bam Kustaku, the Tonse Alliance. Again, voter apart, your PF is going to a convention in February. Bafumamo, Bakwef Didi, your behavior, it is showing something funny. Let him sit down and reflect. My last point, Ambassador. There's a story in the Bible, in the book of Kings, First Kings chapter 1 and I think chapter 2. But King David was old. He was about to die. You know, and everybody knew that by a chapel. Okay, but what happened was that he had a son called Adonijah. This guy felt that it should be him. You know, he felt that it should be him. So he went, coronated himself, even did a feast and everything. Just like the way we But Bathsheba went to David and told David that he promised Solomon throne. And for sure what was promised is what happened. So the world is like a big wheel. It just keeps turning and repeating the same things. At the end of the day, there's going to be a woman somewhere who's going to get up and go and speak to Luvinda and say, Luvinda, we can call you. All of that. I rest my case. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Yes, caller.
Good evening. Good evening, Mwamba. I'm Don Oscar calling from Italy.
Oh, yes, Father. Make your contributions.
Thank you so much. I'd like to request, I'm sorry for my request 1 minute plus, because I can just respond to what transpired on your platform last time. I was not there, so I just heard that my name was called to question. All right, I would like to talk about the togetherness, one, order, then Isiel's body, and a thanksgiving to you, and again to you and to the Patriotic Front Party. Let me start with thanking you, Emmanuel Mwamba. Thank you. This is the second time I'm thanking you in the public. And And I'm thanking the professionality of the PF leadership. Allow me to distinguish between PF leadership and the cadres who were there in 2021. I'm saying I would like to thank you because when we were on the TV with all those good friends of ours, Dr. Elas Muncha, Chipakupaku, Dr. Kasonso, and many other people, and also by that time there was a woman on the other side, Pumulos Tumbeko, there was Linda Banks on the other side. That time, 2021, Emmanuel Mwamba come back to say, but PF never insulted us. You were PF, you had your own blog, you as professional as you have ever been, you never insulted us. When I would go for the holidays in Zambia, even the so-called Commander 1 at Intercity, Commander 2 at another city, when they saw that it was a clergy coming in, they respected us very much. We have never been insulted. Kalimanshi, even Kalimanshi himself has never insulted the church. He has never insulted the priest. So thank you very much for this respect that we have got from you. I have just discovered that you gave us the respect now that we are experiencing a lot of things. Now that one said, let me go to the ECL body. The ECL body, it might be one of the reasons that probably I heard somebody despising me. I don't want to bring names here, but I think my friends, my colleagues, many of my friends were asking me, Bampombo, can you just come and review? Can you come and respond? I cannot respond to Mwamba sometimes to accusations and things like that because that is our responsibility. When you enter into leadership, sometimes they will insult us. My master and my Lord Jesus Christ was even crucified. So if my Lord Jesus Christ and my master was crucified, who am I to defend myself? So I cannot defend myself. We are going to be insulted, of course. It's part of our mission, but we will never come less our responsibility in defending the widows, the orphans, and the less privileged. So the body of ECL, we would like here again. Well, I heard that you talked about, I don't know whether it's the Attorney General, I don't know whoever said that they have intentions to bury ECL before the August elections.
Yes, that's the official statement. That's the official statement that has been issued by the Attorney General, Murilo Kabesha, yes.
Okay, so the Attorney General Murilo Kabesha has issued that statement, and I would like also to maybe remind my colleagues, my friends, and all of our Zambian people, the story behind the body of ECL and the impasse in burying our former president is because Attorney General Murilo Kabesha took the family of Esther Lungu to the courts in South Africa. So the same Attorney General who took Esther Lungu to the courts of law in South Africa, I am a bit surprised that he's the same one who says he has good intention to bury the body of ECL in Zambia. I'm not going to conquer on this, but I would like just to make the things, I think, to remind the Zambian people they know, even Murilo Kabesha knows, the family of the Lungu family, the widow, Natasila Lungu, we know what happened in Chawama. Tasila Lungu has even lost her position because she is still mourning her father in South Africa, and the mother cannot even open her mouth because she's a woman with the respect and dignity. She is mourning her husband. And for that reason, we have empathy for this family. We defend them not because they are my friends. We defend them because Mama Esther Lungu was the first lady of the Republic of Zambia. Tarsila Lungu was a member of parliament for the Republic of Zambia for years, and they deserve a respect and protection and compassion and empathy. So how I would love the government to say, well, probably we have made a mistake, to take the family to court and let's go and discuss and have a dialogue, a cordial dialogue with the family. I doubt if the cordial dialogue with the family can go on, because now the spokesperson for the Lungu family is Dr. Ali Kibanda. And on the other side, for a dialogue, for a possible dialogue, we have another Bishop Banda who is standing in the position of the government. So on ECL, I think it is important to speak to the Zambian people, to tell them the truth. The family did not take themselves to the courts of law. They cannot make any movement until now. We hear they have gone to the Supreme Court, until the South African Supreme Court is going to give a judgment. We are with the family. Ba Tarsila Lungu, ba Mama Esther Lungu, you are not alone. That's why some of our colleagues, we tell them, pray before you start doing politics, because we are still mourning the demise of the 6th Republican president. That said, I go to the last one, the order or togetherness. I put them together. Togetherness is an example I give you. People of Zambia have already expressed, come together. You are all different political parties, different interests. But the people of Zambia, they are asking you, listen to the suffering. That woman touched my heart, which said, I'm a woman, I'm a mother. What is going on markets, on some of business activities? Women, we who we take care of their homes, we are going through a lot of things. I listen to that woman and I say, yes, like many other people are going through a lot of things. Now, politicians, the people are just asking you, come together. I am not going to campaign for anyone. That's not my responsibility. But to speak on behalf of some people, some of the people have asked us, some of the people are going through the bishops. They are just saying one thing. Why can't you humble yourselves and choose a servant? We don't need a boss to rule the country. We need a servant to rule the country. Togetherness, order is the contrary to chaos and division. Does Munduvile, does KBF, does Council Makebi Zulu, does the Council Sangwa, does Kasonde Mwenda, does Binwa Mpundo, does Emmanuel Mwamba need to work together, or each one you just want to stay on your own? The Zambian people have asked, we are also interpreting the cries of the Zambian people. Please, can you listen to the plight of the innocent people? Thank you very much. I submit.
Thank you very much. There's already another caller waiting. Caller, thank you for waiting. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you, Ambassador. Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Alfred. Yes, this is Alfred Yombwe calling from Lusaka.
Mr. Yombwe, make your contribution.
Thank you, sir. There are a lot of lessons to draw from the Kasama mayoral by-election. And some of the lessons is that, greatness and pride in politics doesn't pay. And it doesn't produce a win. Okay, we'll end up losing. Then the weakness of the campaign team in terms of manning polling stations, especially in Lukasha, and Honorable George Sanka was the campaign manager in the just ended Kasama mayoral by-election, and is a member of parliament in Lukasha, where we performed terribly. What message is that sending? Is our Honorable Sanga safe there in Lukasha? Whether the elections were fairly or not, but they failed as a campaign team in terms of securing the votes, manning the polling stations. You can imagine, I don't even think they were our polling agents in some of those polling stations, because the numbers were abnormal for the UPND to got such numbers. We can't even buy smartphones for our polling agents. Are we safe? So greatness, pride doesn't pay politics. We will be perished if we are not careful. Then it shows that we need a collective force as opposition. Unless we want to be stupid, sorry for using this term. Unless we are stupid. Some of our colleagues, they are spoiler parties. If you combine the all votes for the opposition, you may find that they are the only one who managed actually to have a 50+1. The ruling party failed. Now we are doing politics like we don't know our common goal, or we don't know the person we are facing in Mr. Kainech. Mr. Kainech is our adversary. We need to face with a collective force as opposition. We don't need to fight each other. There's no need for that. And this is not the time to test waters to see how popular you are. Stretching your muscles as a lone wolf, not with Yaka in the Ichilema, with ECZ. It's evident that the Electoral Commission of Zambia is the branch of UPND. And the only way we can defeat it is what we did in Chawama. Instead of us burying our egos, we sidelined the Chawama campaign team. Instead of consulting us, how did they manage to protect the votes? When the results started coming from Kasam, I wasn't celebrating. I was worried because I witnessed this before in Kawambo and Pambashe and Rumez. If they start announcing the results and we don't know as opposition the final tallies, then there is a concern. Because in Chawama, the moment they started announcing, we already knew the outcome. The Mukandira and his team, they had already done the work. And the Mausam and Mukandira just went back now to protect the vote, to make sure that they announced the already known results. But it was a different program in Kasam. We are just celebrating this polling station, but we are never told by Sanga, the campaign manager. The total out, the final tally. Takwari, which means that we have polling agents in other polling stations. This is the weakness we need to work on. Bari Karaba. They need to know that it don't need to be a spoiler political party was here. It needs to come on board and hold hands. We can't face Haka in the HDMA as isolated political parties. We can't do that. Unless we mean in a power naushi. And me, I'm scared what will come of this country if Haka in the HDMA wins in 2020, this year, the election. I'm scared. Because he's going now to amend the constitution, not what he did in Bill 7. He's going to amend the constitution and remove such things you expose. This is when he's going to work on them so that he can stand as many times as he wishes and win with a simple majority, whatever. So
thank you, my brother. Thank you.
This is not time to go or to stretch your muscles as a lone wolf. Unless you people just don't want to listen, we will perish as opposition. Let's unite. This has been our call. We could have won Kasama mayoral elections if we went as one force. But we want to see, and this opposition must realize that they are not increasing reducing the numbers of UPND. All of them, they have been fetching around in the PF pool. That's why they have been getting members. If we screen around all these political parties, you will find a PF member. So they have not been dwindling the numbers for the ruling party. If anything, they have been increasing their numbers because some members are frustrated. They don't know where to go. Others have lost hope. So they have been fishing around in the PF pool, thinking that they are increasing their popularity. And they think they can defeat HH alone.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you.
We will perish.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Mwamba. Good evening, my fellow Zambian. Yes, Zephania, I'm calling from Lusaka, Zambia.
Zephania, make your contribution.
Yes, Mwamba. I also start with a story in the Bible. It seems like our leaders, they have been going to churches. They have attended churches, but it seems like they don't understand when it comes to leadership. What is happening in PF, we have almost should be 9 candidates now who aspire for presidency. It has reminded me a story of Jesse who had 8 children, but David was busy tending the sheep. All these 7, when Samuel went into the house of Jesse, they were the elder brothers to David. And when Samuel was told by God that among these, there is no leader, but Samuel's eyes, he saw the first one was a leader. So the voice from God told him that leadership, a leader is the heart. Now, when you look at our leaders today, it seems like they don't have a heart because Mwamba. I want to just appreciate you. You have been, and equally myself, I've written articles to say, unite, PF unite. Now, when you look at our leaders, when they are supposed to unite, they have now they have decided to divide themselves. Now, the example I want just to tell our leaders so that they can understand. The 7 of them, they were told that all of us, we must stand up and wait for a leader. And that leader was the youngest, that was David. They did not go and say, we have been fighting with the Philistines, David can't be our leader. They all had one accord and one love. They said, we must respect what Samuel has said. The Samuel I'm talking about is us, the Zambian people, who have said, we want one leader under the PF. Why? Because we have seen there's too much in Ingalato. So if our leaders would have come together, the issue of Kasama, it would have not happened what has happened to Mwamba. And I want to tell you, Mwamba, in Chawama, I was there. I saw how we protected the vote. You said, Chawama, go and protect the vote. We protected the vote, and given Lubinda was there at the center, totaling center. Mwamba, it was hostile in Chawama. I'm telling you, I was there. It was hostile where UPND, they were even singing songs. They had matches, they had whatever. When people were celebrating, they were being chased in Chawama. Exactly what has happened in Kasama. But President Given Lubinda, he was there with people inside when Mkandila and so forth. Some of us who were outside, we were able to communicate what was happening. Now, when they said Lubinda should not go to Chawama, it touched my heart. Because President Lubinda is the president. I always ask myself, was Dr. Edgar Lungu wrong to appoint Given Lubinda as a vice president? Was he wrong when he took him to the Central Committee to say, this is the person who is going to look after the PF? Today, PF is divided because they say Lubinda is not a good leader. Now, a good leader, he stood for the people of Chawama. He represented Edgar Chagwalungu. He represented Wamaiba Esther Lungu. He represented our sister Tasila. Surely, if a person who can stand, is he a bad leader? I think our leaders, you go to church, sit down. It's not too late to Abraham Munduvide. Come together, go and tell see your brother, Given Lubinda, what President Edgar Chagwa Lungu told all of you was unity. We saw how President Edgar Chagwa Lungu brought unity. Even when he died, he has died for the PF. He has died even to sacrifice his benefits. Surely, can we start now dividing the party because Edgar Chagwa Lungu is dead and is not yet buried? That should touch each and every leader, that we have this man, Vasata and Edgar Chagwa Lungu. That's why I say some of the people, they have just betrayed by Edgar Chagwa Lungu because he's the man who came out from politics. If I remember very well, Mwamba, that day, Edgar Lungu came into power, he mentioned the SP president, Kalaba, and everyone to say, let's work together if it's to remove the UPND. And President Edgar Lungu, he made it clear, he was very clear, he said, I am not coming back to become president, but I have come back to protect the PF. But why can't our leaders have the heart of Edgar Chagwa Lungu to protect the PF? This is where I found our leaders that, why are you not coming together? You have been attending the churches. You have shown that you are Christians. Why are you hardening your heart? So if the people like in Lukasha, as I conclude, the people of Lukasha have shown us that Honorable George Chisanga, he has not worked, he has not done well for the people of Lukasha, and that's where the numbers have come from. And that's why UPND, they have penetrated.
Zephaniah, you
Yes.
are a writer and you're
Yes.
an academic. Sibongile in Kasama Central hasn't worked, and she even went to the UPND, but we got the highest number from an absent MP. So before you castigate George Sanga, you better even then compare to Kasama Central. The factors are the same. In fact, they are worse in Kasama Central because we literally don't have an MP.
Yes, no, in Kasama, I have seen we have done very well even in Kasama because
Yes, but we have
our
an
member
MP
of
that was
parliament,
absent.
yes, absent, yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Bamwamba. I agree with you. But I was just trying to say that where the numbers have come mostly, where we have seen that they were even putting up numbers, I know that they have done some mingarato.
Yes,
we all
it's
know
Lukasha.
that we
We
were
know it's
supposed to win
Lukasha.
this.
It's Lukasha,
Yes.
but that can be
Yes.
attributed not to our people. Our people, I think, voted right. That's lack of voter protection. That's my assertion. But anyway, make your conclusion.
Yes. So this is again an eye-opener, Mwamba, where that when we say let's unite, because we could have gone in numbers as well, like what the UPND they have done, and would have protected the vote. And they could have even asked Balubinda, how did you win Chawama? So that's why, that's the good of, that's why I love you. You are always on point and very objective. As I conclude, I say, Brian Mundubire is not too late. And your team, sit down with Bagiven Lubinda, who is the president of the party, and others. Let's come together, and other political parties. If you have seen Mwamba, FDD in Chawama and FDD in Kasama, through PF, it's PF, not FDD, but it's PF. That's why we have gotten those numbers. That's why even President Hakainde Hichilema is having sleepless nights, because he knows that PF has the numbers and PF can bounce back, and PF is going to form government. And we believe that when we work together, this is the time to work together, and so that we achieve. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
You are speaking with Moses. I'm calling from within Lusaka.
Moses, make your contributions.
Thank you, Mr. Mwamba. For me, I think it's not even about the ruling UPND winning the Kasama by-election, but it's just the fact that the UPND is able to get votes in the strongholds of the PF. Because facts to be told, the elections of Zambia, they are regional based. So if the UPND is able to get the votes in Kasama, and then you get to these other areas where the opposition will be able to get 0 or maybe 2 votes, definitely the ruling party will win the election. And the sad part of it is we cannot trust the MPs from the opposition. So when the UPND, the president wins an election, we'll be able to buy these MPs. You know, these MPs cannot be trusted, especially if the opposition doesn't even have a leader. They'll be easily be bought. So I feel like it's time for the opposition to unite, at least have a leader. What Brian Mundubile did, if at all the opposition has the desire to unite, why can't you just rally behind Brian Mundubile? Forget about their egos, they forget about their selfishness. Let them, just go with Brian Mundubile so that there can be peace, and Brian Mundubile has already provided the leadership that the opposition requires. Because at the end of the day, if the opposition continue to again start saying, oh, this guy has hijacked Tonse Alliance the way Mouse and Padit, we're going to have more factions and more factions in the opposition. At the end of the day, there's nothing. Like Brian Mundubile was in on Millennium TV this afternoon, and he said there is no time, and that is the truth. There is no time for us to be saying, oh no, let's wait for February. When February comes, we know there's not going to be even any convention. You can be talking about February, but there is nothing that is going to happen in February. Brian Mundubile has provided the leadership. Let us just support Brian Mundubile if truly we want a united opposition. Because this issue of saying no, he has hijacked the Tonse Alliance, what and what, at the end of the day, we are going to have more factions in Tonse Alliance, and you're just going to be frustrating the people of Zambia. Thank you so much, Mr. Mwamba.
Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you, Ambassador Mwabombe Mkwai.
Endita.
Ya, kwena Ambassador Mwalikosa. Chakubalirapo. Firechiwe mbachitila ati mwamina nguni. Tanaka. Mwamina bantu. I don't know if it's mwamina bantu or mwamina nguni. You are a very strong and very courageous person, and very person has to be inspired. Because epo mwambiro ukumayira pa bulemo bu awe pa kokola ba ambassador kwena bonsa bale imina ngentungulushi nga bali umfa from your advice but chile muneko kweba ati bukaitemwe bubi nomba eshole saba alalanga pa bwelu. Ambassador Chitika Kukasama, it's a very simple arithmetic. We went there as an opposition for just a show off. We didn't have an agenda. We didn't have any program. It's very dangerous and very disappointing for the people of Kasama. Imecha kuwera pa ambassador ndefo kutotela abantu ba Kasama, despite mwabula generals mwatwala abantu kunkondo mwaende intamfuitali, you are just now reaching at the finishing point. Eno mama generals bonse mwabutuka mwashama soja beno impolopolo no ifya kwashita protect mwaya mwabasha efya chitike kukasama kulia baya chita campaign kulanga popularity bonse baya kulia. What was very critical, important, is whatever you have been always preaching. Let's protect the vote. It was only 209 polling stations. If you are a serious political movement, you are supposed to have 400 and maybe 20 polling agencies. And you also divided yourself into wards. There were a lot of MPs. For example, Tonse Balabene, Mundubile, Chifumu Banda, Navanani, once MP, they were supposed to divide themselves according to the words and protect the votes. Now, because we just went there for the show, we didn't know what they were doing. That's why it's a by-election. Abantu Kasama, Inefonde Mwamba Mwamba, Bali wina my election haya. Because Takwala by still protect my election. But once 2 days, 3 days before the voting day, once inkonkotelesha itwele kulokwe bati twala wina kasama bafumago. And the worst thing, that person who alandro kati ba given Rubinda Weisa kuno, uyo muntu is an enemy for the Zambian. Piaweme. No, Mbachimwa Mwamba ndefo mupe ufe 1 minute or 3 minutes to explain. In this country, Tuakwata, 12,152 to collect polling station. By UPND, Navakwatama structures in all those polling stations. It means by UPND they're dealing with close to 1 million votes as a bargaining voting.
Oh, what has happened to you? Hello? You have muted yourself. Oh, my. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Mkwai ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah. No, because the quite were quiet, so I couldn't hear anything. Yeah, I kept quiet as well.
Okay.
But the first thing I told the Kuranda Chakwati Mwabumbeni, but I'm to Bombela Sana, forever to look Bela Mafunde. Therefore, we work success in Mama, while the Concomaile Pusana, body body protection. Sana, Elomadi, your favorite Ukasa. Places Yandi, what area?
Landren mufoni mayo. Landren mufoni. Mkwai landren mufoni mwachira mufika kwa tumuri kutadi mkwai.
Mkwai mwangu mfapa?
Yes.
Nachila landa nati mwari landi posana pali vote protection. Elo mwari landi posana na pa nenje na kasame fe ya pangwa. Kwebati kasama ya kwa tama areas. Aya mutari sana. Aya basana vast ya kwebati kuti muaenda kwadi shupa kama kuri abantu abakwebati kwena nabakosa. Mwali konko maisha sana pali vote protection. Ni natu bakwena disappointed ukumva fye efutule umfo kwebati badi fumine ko bonse abadi no kwebati nga chita ku protect ama vote. Bantu ine ama results na diambili yokumfwa. Ero yale isa bwino sana. Nombo kuisa sangu kwebati na filubana. Lero chandefo afyo kulanda po, I don't want to point fingers. Defo afyo kulanda kwebati. Nkoma amatwi tomfwa, pantu alikoma amatwi. Lelo, intungulishesho tulina sho. Ngatabeshi, vefyo bale chitapali inonchita. Tukesa sekwa sana. Tukesa sekwa sana kumulandu wakwe bati inshita na mwisha ba Mwamba abasungu bebo kwe bati time is an important commodity which can never be wasted. If you waste a second because the clock ticks, but if that second is wasted, you cannot reverse the clock. It can't go anti-clockwise. No, mben tungulu shisheso. Bushe chishi, bushe tabale unfo kulila ichikala. Okay, abe nefe bega kutuba ikushokuba. Checho kulefo ya ifo change. Echo tuiminine po change. Echo tuiminine po nichi nechi. No, mbe chichi nechi ntocho be minine po echi. Chilikuwa nakadimo tabale chipanga. Uchipanga kwe bati. Tien puchika tekabili chichintu tuchipange nomba tulange okwebati chidifinefi. Inefi ombwene pofyapa intungulu shishesu nishinkoma amatwi. Ela imwana muombe nchitwe ikulu sana elo mkoma ila pofye yonze. Elo tulanda fepa fimo fimo every day but nchita ilea. HBP shepo chinga fine bachila landa batata bafuma kunimo kwebati. Teti muye kulia mwasenda ama soja mwaya abashabeka mwagwerako. Mwewa filo kwa to protect futi mwaya abasha. Chintu ichibisane chile chitika ero no kusekwa kukesa abo kusekwa sana panta kwa kabeo kuchita reversing chita. So pechi lipofe chako ya fiati abe enefe nomba beshi byokwe bati kali ichi chintu basambirirepo imbi bakweta advantage ya kuchawama pantu chawama yali wina bamuna kwa nakokula chika ya wina bati mwalira ndiko katika sama iku olubemba lulya lukulu sana HBP shepo sana mwandiri ba mwambe chini ukubu ikatana tulela ndapo unification taya katala ibapo kuku ikatana tulela ndapo elo sharing votes ba mwamba. You know, when you spread ama votes, tubiri tutatu, banchi bonse bala tubiri tutatu. Pandu yonse ali ama voting na chakwa bati ya ishile isafe kumuntumo. Ifintu nka filina wino. Pandu, you know, you can speculate as much as you want. But we don't know what's the truth. It could be maybe value winner genuinely, Imbitawa winner genuinely. No, but because of the way things are everywhere, scattered, things are thrown everywhere. You know, we are getting so confused. You wake up in the morning and you just say, what's going on? You see, because you've got a lot of nice things to talk about and people will listen to you. But put all whatever you are saying into action. Let people see what you are doing. No banga takuja bale vike into action. Mr. Badi Filechitika.
Thank you, Mayo. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, caller, please. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hi, Ambassador Mwamba. This is Pumulo.
Yes, Queen Pumi. How are you, my dear sister? Make your contribution.
I'm fine, thank you. Mapsukeni from the hot live that you managed to survive the other day. Yeah. Well, that's good. That is a politics, right? We agree to disagree, but we are still here.
Yes.
So I have a couple of points to talk about. Number one is I think we need to remind all these politicians who are in opposition, we are in it to win it. You know, what's the point of forming a political party, you know, like going at length to become a president of an alliance only to miss the grand finale? So I think we need to remind these politicians that you are in it to win it. Why start a race if you know you're not going to be there? You know, like this Kasama was a litmus test. Kasama by-election was where all the forces, the important stakeholders needed to be on the ground, Kasama, and make sure it's like a relay, you know. You are a team, you are a relay, you hand the baton, you all want to win it. So I want to emphasize to all these political presidents, whatever, if you are not there to hand the baton to the fastest runner to finish their race, then I'm sorry to say you are not part of the team. Now, the other thing we should do as political stakeholders is recognize these people who are masquerading to be part of the team, but they are not on the team. Because we have been talking here, some of us for 4 years. Now, when we are almost at the finish line, we need to identify those who are not team players, those who are there to ensure that we don't win the race. I think this is the difficult conversation we need to have. Because we have been talking about your opposition, unite. Okay. We need to go to the next level now to pull out, fish out those people masquerading as they want to win, but they are actually there to prevent the win. That's my second point. Third point is the celebrations in Kasama. They said it all. When people vote, they are happy. You see the celebrations in Chawama. You can tell the people voted. This is a victory of the people. But the victory in Kasama, I'm not even going to say much. Just watching that video, cadres are the ones celebrating. I didn't see any woman there. One of the videos, I didn't even see a single woman. And I give kudos to our women in Zambia. Tababa mufia bupuba. Zambian women tabatobero bupuba because kuka sama kudia tamwa mwene ko bana mayo. Aba they celebrate. At least the video I saw, maybe later. So kudos to Zambian women for standing on the truth and not supporting some of these things some men are doing. And I also want to comment on the fact that in some country today, I was reading a news. I don't want to say the name of the country, but a certain country, now abolish all political parties have been dissolved. Because if you in Zambia, you know, political parties have been used, number kupanga sekas in a country. While our women, they can't find our women, they are just struggling to put food on the table. And these politicians in many political parties, Nabalula Zambia Kwatini game. It's a game of politics, you know. Whomever can play a mingalato to put money in their pocket, that's how they have turned Zambian political scene to while our women struggle to feed families, while our youths are being reduced to sing and clap and insult for pocket change. So I'm appealing to all people who are who are seriously wanting to win it. Come together, but CF, citizens first. Socialist Party, your numbers, they are really bad. Tuapapata. Mwikare kanomba, me, I personally, I think if on a number, I'll start decampaigning those political parties who are just taking space for nothing. Because every vote matters. Even one vote can put you on that 50+1 mark. And lastly, there are people saying, some of us, we are UPND, whatever. Okay, I am not UPND. But I think Don Oscar mentioned this to say, would like to thank you, but PF, when you were in government in 2020, I didn't get the amount of disrespect that I'm receiving now. Even if they were cadres, there were no keyboard gangsters online to insult me blue, black. Every day I face insults. So we don't know. Some of them, they are UPND. Now even the other team which has branched off, they are specializing in insulting. In saying we are political, we are UPND. I just want to say that we have a right to choose a political party we want. And at this time in Zambia, it's not about a political party. We are all political stakeholders, and we have an interest in a good governance and to deliver Zambia from the UPND governance. So we are all stakeholders, and I think that is the unity. So these people who are saying, who are PF, we are talking for unity, they want to separate us. So do you want to win it, or you are a distractor? And I think we need to start calling these people out who are distracting the real purpose we are here for. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Queen Pumi. Thank you. Callers, we have so many calls, so be brief. Hello, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Yo, banenabo mbamlishani.
Bueno, vamwamba natalomba kofye nga kutumwampera kona enechita inindi nevo kola regularly, and this platform is where I breathe from. Ngachakoba tinaramba byokula supawira byonsero naisa pano pa program ndio lomba vamwamba ni tinaramba kola vyo kupema bwino.
Yeah, I've got 5 people waiting.
Uchakubalira kuba mwamba na chirafu kulanda kama elections ya kukatama
Landenipo yama landenipo.
Kwai?
Landenipo wangu yama landeni.
Na topera sana. Uchakubalira kuba mwamba wesu na chirafu kulanda kama elections ya kukasama ningu abantu abengi n'abalanda pali voter protection sana. Bamwamba kuchita protect votes chimwe chintu chimwe changu kasana. Chintu chimwe chako sana. Ilo bonse na tuikara mkamfoti ya kunganda kumyesu. What protection nga grafini mwale muna ba Mwamba kwali ba mavwe kwali ba kwata amaso tya bino kona ula kwa motoka. Ba Mwamba ine ko ba UPND ba bambire okuteka na alikuwa taka opportunity ukuya kuma by elections kupeta uke kuna kushimanda twali kumfu kwali aba by election ya ko bapokelwa muri mabonga. Ba UPND nufu bachitanifi balaruisha bapera abantu imichasa bapera abantu inamara karupia nuku babe party mulanga mwaya boze ko balile ko na meyi natumile ba voters naya na ngamwafika mulakutwara tukata muvoterekwe. Ba UPND basta intimidate abantu na balabe nama polling assistance bonse bale ista direct abantu ko votera pa UPND bale ista intimidate ama voters. Ba UPND barashita abantu ngabantu bona ifo benenga mushaka batuba ba PF kuba mitampi abantu bona okumuma. Numba abantu nabesa na government machinery ikuru olo nomba imo muri abanono bambi abantu nabeka pa social media bale ista comment pa social media. Abantu, when we talk about vote protection, we should all involved in this process. Bamwamba tuisula meso, so to apa ground to have umberapo. Bamwamba na shirapo kulanda pali point number 2. Point number 2 yo mkweteni bamwamba. Therefore, Facebook should appreciate platform yenu. This has been the most platform. Yeah, but it's a neutral. We should promote social media na candidates so to kuitaba position. Bamwamba ama social media platforms yamjo find wepo no demona na I always emphasize the favorite thing to reach ama politics yesu because to reach sana ataki fuika tekweba ati bamwamba omuntu ngo bamushita challenge lishi bamutuka nawe tatukure turechi ataki ba opposition banespa tule ba ruling party yawe tatukure turechi techo bamwambesha kulekesha na chirako kulanda paliria iya ba given katuta bamwamba na refu asano kupema pali blogu shukuri kedi mpeme ko pali ba given katuta ili abantu mine phone pamie bamwamba ba given katuta shile msangosha ko batinga barefu aya barefu position iya ni lipolisa mkuta select abantu kuma constituency mwa doctor ni biashara bekeni berabika mwa edika chagwa lungu muri project yabo. Baidika Lungu is one of the best presidents Zambia has ever had. Nena saruwa bakateka besu iyo bafuire. Na bulabuli nebushita una mapepo wa amba moroshi nebusuma. Bafuire bere bishindika bamwamba ibuto ali bishindika kubonse kuba baiche. Tamwa kwata akapaturula mulalande shinka. Baishire isapano pa platform yesu. Bamba no kula chita intimidate umwa chana batukana pati aba challenge ati. Bamwamba mukabe ba given katutanga bare ko kubatukana tukabatukana ni fwebu. Mwati bare landi vya ukopali batata bayidika rungu batata wezo aba afota turabashika. Tuchiri turelera batata bare tunga. Bara batata bakweta kapa turula. Bama eta tuishiwe no kubalelelero kwamukirelero. Wewe bakatuta tukababika mposition ngashakwe bati bakarasa kuba stand intimidate abantu pasho Yesu. Na totera sana bamwamba besamupali.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Yes, Ambassador.
JJ Banda, my dear brother, Petauke Central Member of Parliament.
Yes, my brother. How are you?
I'm not happy. Look what has happened in Kasama. I'm not happy.
Yeah, but Ambassador, you have been a politician, a seasoned politician, Ambassador Mwamba, and Ambassador Mwamba, you have been also a journalist, a senior journalist, and you know very well history teaches us something. Let's go back to Ambassador Mwamba, the by-election for mayoral during our time in Kafue. Look how it was. Kafue, it was a strong, that seat, it was for for UPND. Let's go to Mangango. Mangango, you remember very well, which caused our mom, Honorable Mumbipiri, to be in that situation in Mongo. Let's go also back to that by-election in Sesheke. In Sesheke,
yes,
the results, what happened. And those 3 by-election in Sesheke, because the politicians were lying to the president to tell the president exactly what is on the ground. Look the way how bloody it was. In Kafue, again, the politicians were lying to the president to say, we are on the ground. Even we forced ourselves to carry that seat in Kafue. In Mangango, just the same. We were lying to the president, to Edgar Lungu, to say, we have penetrated the Western province, everything is okay. We managed to get those cities in Mangango and Kafue. But the general election, when it came, look, in Western province, we never even managed even to get any councillor in Western province. Kafue, it went back to, we forced things, but it went back to UPND. So here you tell the people the truth to say, in Kasama we won. Look at the numbers, the way they were coming. All of them, the numbers were okay. So we tell the people to say we won, not starting blaming the people who were campaigning there. No, Mwamba. Because even Machisanga really worked in both constituencies. He was acting as the member of parliament for Kasama, and he campaigned in both 3 constituencies, Machisanga. So for you, as a senior politician and also a senior journalist, to allow that, it's not good. Let's not destroy the name of Machisanga. Because look at the vehicle for Machisanga. Those vehicles, those guys, they went, it was a robbery. It wasn't, they just, look the way they destroyed the security who were at that totaling center in Lukasha. How they destroyed the vehicles, all of them with guns. Now, if they had even tried to defend themselves more, there was going to be life lost. So here, we should also congratulate Machisanga for controlling to say, let's save life than this position. So here, the ambassador, you are supposed to be telling people to say, in fact, the Tonse Alliance, they have saved the lives of the people than the position. So let's congratulate them. But in August, are they going to manage to put that fuel for free for everyone in Kasama, for each and every constituency countrywide? The answer is no. Are all those ministers going to be in Kasama, trying even to promote that, robbery? No. So you can imagine the whole southern, the whole eastern, the whole southern, the whole western province, the whole northwestern, Copper Belt, Lusaka, all those members for UPND, they were in Kasama. Do you think even the members can allow that? And that is that's a fake celebration of Emmanuel Mwamba, ambassador. Anyone, if you say you go to, even you today, if you go to Choma, to say all the motorbikes come, there's a few fuel. Do you think there's anyone who can refuse to get free fuel, whereby it's just supposed to put on a red t-shirt, then you get free fuel, then when you move like 1 kilometer, then you put off the t-shirt. That's how it was. So I can tell you to say, let's just tell our people to say, let's be strong and let's continue, because it's not easy under the situation we are, even to get those results. But the people of Kasama, they have demonstrated to say they have said no to this government. And what they want is new.
JJ, for you and me, like you are saying, we are politicians. Just compare briefly to Chawama. Why did we win Chawama and why did we lose Kasama?
Vamwamba, in Chawama, they tried to go with their guns. But you can see there it was in town. So quickly, Mao Sampa and the group, they went and they even reported them. And you saw it has even costed Mao Sampa to be arrested. It's because of the Chawama. But now in Lukasha, Emmanuel Mwamba, you're from Kasama. Compare, why didn't they do those Mingalato in Kasama Central? Why did they choose Lukasha? Because they knew to say Lukasha, it's out of town. And you saw Emmanuel Mwamba, if you are following very well, that the one who was announcing the results, he said he wanted to give an excuse to say they have run out of diesel. You saw?
Yes.
You didn't see Emmanuel Mwamba to say that officer was asking for diesel.
Continue, my brother.
Diesel now, yes, that diesel, when they sought to say the excuse for diesel is not working out, they now communicated to say the only thing here to help you, it's about violence. And there was violence there. So if they wanted to counter that, we are going to lose people. Look, the vehicles, the way they have been destroyed, Mwamba. Put even the pictures of the vehicles here so that even people can see. Because to tell you the truth, even in those vehicles, the way they have been destroyed, that Land Cruiser, the 2022 for Honorable Chisanga, it's a write-off. Now, if the vehicle can be destroyed, it can be a write-off. Do you think there was something good? We are going even to protect life there.
No, in
So
our talk,
people of Kasama,
hello, JJ, if you see on the screen, we identified, other than Kalufianya, there was this gentleman who was coordinating the violence. Maybe you joined the broadcast very late. It's one of the things we discussed, that this gentleman here from Choma is one of the thugs that was leading the violence. He caused the violence at Kasama College of Education, where the vehicles for Honorable Tsanga were damaged. I reported that we have 2 of our party officials that are currently admitted to Kasama General Hospital. We talked about the violence where they waylaid our people that were coming on Kasama Mpika Road. There was another set of violence that was conducted by his group, and he's responsible for the violence that occurred also at Kasama College of Education. Then I played the video for Honorable Chimbakambwidi where they were chased by UPND. So when we discussed the violence, I think you hadn't tuned in.
Okay. So for me, in Kasama, we have worked well, and we are come August, we are winning and we are changing government. So the UPND, those even ministers who were campaigning, Mwamba, you know you have got information on the ground.
That's another matter. Just a minute.
JJ, coming back.
JJ, that's another matter.
Yes?
So another information I released at the beginning of the program, I said there were 13 ministers. And the motorbikes I showed, I said these are motorbikes that were Elvis Nkandu was distributing. He's abusing his power. Those motorbikes are for youths, our youths, to be empowered, not to be given to UPND cadres during a by-election. So I talked about the 13 ministers and the district commissioners that they drew in from Northern Province, Muchinga, and Luapula. They were all in Kasama. Yeah, continue. I just thought I could update you what we had discussed earlier.
I want us, Mwamba, to discuss about those ministers who were on forefront. Let's discuss about Elvis Nkandu. Elvis Nkandu is not coming back to his constituency. They don't want him. It's a history. Even if they are praising him today to say no, Elvis Ngandu is a good campaigner, Elvis Ngandu is not coming back is history. Let's go to Chipoka Mulenga. Your brother, Emmanuel Mwamba. Chipoka Mulenga in Chingola is not coming back. You saw that even he took the president, he was stoned there in Chingola because of bad leadership there in Chingola. So he's not coming back. Let's look at all those, everyone who was there. Let's talk about Kauswe. Emmanuel Mwamba, you are on the ground, you have got information. Can Kauswe come back in Chirirawomwe? The answer is no. Even if they had to demarcate, delimitate Chirirawomwe into 5 constituencies, Kauswe can't come back, Mwamba. You and me, we know. Elvis Ngandu, he can't come back even if they delimitate that constituency into 10 times. He's not coming back.
Then there were nominated MPs. There was Felix Mtati. There was a Minister of Finance, Dr. Stumbeko Msokotwane. There were a lot of ministers that were there.
Now Honorable Msokotwane is elected. Now look, the embarrassment which Msokotwane did in Kasama.
He's nominated. Mtati is nominated.
Yeah, but okay, let's talk about Honorable Msokotwane.
He's also
the
nominated.
Embarrassment he did in Kasama, he went and showed the project which they terminated in Kasama under PF to say no PF, they misuse the money. But let's go in Solowezi. Vanarumango Mutale went to Solowezi to commission the hospital, university teaching hospital. Up to now, there's no even foundation. There's no foundation, and then the finance minister can even tell the people of Kasama to say, no, there's this building wasn't built about PF. Right now, they are still talking about PF. But them, they have failed in Solowezi in their stronghold. They have failed, they have just put a stone. From 2002 or 2022 up to date, there's no even foundation in Solowezi. Do you think those people can come back? Msokotwane, can he come back? Because Msokotwane has got a constituency in Western Province.
No, he's nominated at the moment. He didn't stand. He was Liua MP, but in this particular session, he was nominated.
Okay, yeah, so I can tell you to say all those ministers, they won't be there because Chipoka Mulenga will be busy in his constituency being humiliated. Let's learn something, Mwamba. Look, Mwamba, you very well, you were, when you came back during the 2021, let's learn something. There are some ministers in Eastern Province who told my ECO to say they're going to help the party to campaign across the province. Example I'm going to give you, it's my predecessor. Honorable Siria promised the Central Committee that Eastern Province is going to help the party to get numbers. But he didn't have even a chance to move from our constituency, Petauke Central. So this is what is going to happen. So I can ask those ministers to call Honorable Siria so that Honorable Siria, she can educate them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, JJ Banda. Sorry I had to give him more time. You know, he's a former MP for Sesheke, and he was supposed to be featured on the program yesterday, but we had Honorable Mao Sampa who confirmed, but at the last minute, he was busy, we didn't get to. My dear sister, sorry you've been waiting for a long time. Make your contributions quickly.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Mwabomba Shani.
Yo, Twabomba.
Ambassador Rekenimitot. Mkwai, Rekenimitotere once more, and Mitotera Dionse for the good job that you are doing. Now, let me also appeal to my brother, JJ Banda. JJ Banda, even de vuchitika kuno, deviri kuno kwemwe fuma kuno. So, our cry, seo, azivana pansi pano, tukamba kuti malidazi bagwirizane. Bakagwirizana malidazi, timu chimfi oyu muntu. What happened in Kasama there? Yes, there was violence, But had we all unite and found in one candidate, sembe pano tukamba vyakini. Kadi sembe wakangi wakushtariki ma elections. So if we continue with the same route, yakuti uyofuno imirira, uyunai ofuno imirira, even if 18th August, it's going to be the same. Yes, you've talked about the violence which happened kula kwamene kuchiteni kukasama. Even if we talk about it, no one will arrest those thugs. Mwaona ka? Nyepali vuto. Kudandaula tinga dandaule, but at the end of the day, nothing will happen. No one will arrest those people. Because it's like the law is one-sided. If I break the law today, I'll be arrested sooner than I expect. But if someone else from the UPND does that, we've seen a lot of them. Which by-elections, if they won fairly. Kuliye. Yakuchawama by-election when you were because everyone was vigilant. Like even Rubinda, Bamushta condemn. He was there. That big man was sleeping kwamena kula kuchawama. Kulonda mavoti, kuona kuti mavoti asaibiwe. So what happened kukasama? Achimba kambwile bapishta. Bamauzi samba wenze kuno kurusaka. Given Rubinda was warned by one of us. Within ourselves, we are even warning each other. Instead of fighting one person that we are supposed to fight, we start fighting among ourselves. How are we going to win this battle? You leaders, think of a common Zambian. Look at how people are suffering. Forget about wanting to be a leader today. Put the Zambians first. Imwalene binweo, werani tenti gwidizani. Tenti panga chintu chimozi chokosa, chorimba. What we want is to liberate ourselves. Like Adora, my sister, has wrote on her page. Those people who are in prison, our friends, Bene Bomani Lusambu, Bene Chitotera, they are depending on us. Kutibala bantu bachoke, it is us, tirikunja. Kutibala tandize bafume. But if we continue fighting like this, Hakainde Chidema is celebrating because he knows to say the votes will be split and at the end of the day, you will be the president of Zambia again. What will happen? A lot of people will be arrested. People will be collapsing. Believe me, people will be collapsing out of hunger. Vuchitika muno Zambia. This is the truth. This is what is on the ground. So we are appealing to you leaders. We've been appealing to you leaders. Can you please calm down? Forget about your egos. Think about the common Zambian. Uyali pansuyu. Mwewa jeje kuti muwere kuno muwerere kuno kuzambia. We need to fight. Say otiri kuno. The voters are there. We are here. We are saying we are ready to vote. The only thing we want is a leader. Matuja kuti leader nuyu. Apana amanuyu. We will vote for that leader. Mariro tkarioika mariro. Very per 5 is ankalang 8 months. Is this normal? And then you see that these things are normal. And then you are busy fighting. Fighting for what? Welani monse gudizana ni amake bizulu. Agivani Ruwinda person ulemu. He has done the best, that man. We know that some MPs have stopped contributing to this part. They've stopped. We know that. Tenti gwidizane, amnetinga gwidizane, so that we liberate ourselves. Tifunika independence ya number 2. It's very unfortunate that we need this. We need to get this independence from our fellow Zambian. Please, to my leaders, please, you talk to these leaders. Please talk to them. Please, Zambians are crying. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contributions.
This is Mwewa. Today I'm calling you from Mazabuka.
Oh, yes, Mr. Mwewa. Thank you. Yeah, make your contributions.
First of all, Mwamba, I want to salute you for the job that you are doing. I think I can say that pamwera pena muleteka pangenfe cabinet. Second thing, Mwamba, is a comparison. Election ya lero. I'm comparing it was somebody the point. Comparing Chawama and Kasama. So when you look at Kasama and Lukasha, in Chawama we won because it's an urban area, one, and then also in Kasama we won because it's an urban area, but we lost in Lukasha, meaning that we still have a lot of job to do in terms of disseminating information, especially to rural areas. We still have a lot of work there. Secondly, that I've learned is that it's a chain of command. The Chawama elections had a very good coordinated chain of command. Kasama didn't have coordinated chain of command. So, meaning that when you compare how those who were spearheading Chawama worked and those who spearheaded Kasama, I think put for certain trait were given the very bomb bench to Chawama, and we must applaud him for that. He has shown that he's ready to lead the ship. And then the other thing about Mwamba the Pokulanda that actually about the room. Just listen, if you follow the events that are going on, a few days ago, we played the video. Yeah, but I've given platform, you know. But given Katutawashina Mukrando Kuwati, we blame Bakainde and Wakabesha. Bamfaya Pakushika Kwabarungu, PF leadership in Elenga. Now, I think nobody understands that the Minister of Justice, but statement that we to Ashika Barungu before August elections. Now, this is how the UPND drive their propaganda, okay? And not waste upon Mbapa. So now the question is, Mwamba, is who should announce the burial of Dr. Edgar Sagwarungu? Is it the family or government? Up to now, this government hasn't yet come to terms to respect the wishes of Dr. Edgar Sagwarungu. They have not even come to terms to respect the family of Dr. Edgar Sagwarungu. There's no way that announcement for burial must come from the family, not from government. The other thing about Mwamba, it's on the focus of UPND by the panic. I am my election, Yakukatamaya, Yashta review by UPND by the panic. They are very much in the panic. If you look at the number of ministers who went there, they were 13. And there were a lot of district commissioners. And it was highly funded. Where they even imported thugs from southern province to go there. It shows that these guys are very desperate. And they know that they haven't worked. So, Ndetesha Kofi Avena Kasama, Ama Okuina Kasama na Tuina. Only that Kasama, the Lufin Mulani, the Takwali Ukuta protect the votes. Then put Takwali in a proper leadership, Yama structures when we reach the command leadership. Now, the last thing that I'm closing with Mwamba, look at the all of us could have Kasama, opposition, but if I go Katana. And then we have got now a people like you are Brian Mundovile. When everyone is calling for unity, Brian Mundovile is deciding to get away from the people, to just drive his own motive. If it's to go Kasama, Brian Mundovile, the time by Kasano Kasama, why should I Kusata Mukusua powder? They don't know what's with the powder. That's where I will sana paper. But see, what I'm trying to say
is withdraw that. Withdraw that, my brother.
I've withdrawn Mwamba.
Mkwai, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mkwai, thank you.
If the message, election ya Kasama, it's also coming with a message. Nabo bonse ba mundubire, nabale bombana ba mundubire. Ukobo kutira ti. If you are registered, that people itama blessing the Zambians and they will not take them anywhere. There is no way when he was needed the most, we have actually the battalion ya Kasama to win a by-election area. Vaisa Kurusaka, Mukusenda Buchaman, who are Tons Alliance. Mwamba takwava nalikani ichalo chali kwa tama funde nga walemba grade 7 exam akulemba grade 9 ufuna kwa certificate ya grade 7 akulemba kulemba foot grade 2 ufuna kwa grade 2 certificate ya grade 9 then tulemba grade 7 examination okusa toro ko yalemba grade 2 takwava ichalo chali kwa ta order bamunduwire nabantu abo tulero baromba ko it's never too late bikini babwelele atshindike the leadership ya PF. And then some other players, but PF what we need is leadership now. Kasama na itangati, ngakwa leadership. Takwenda kutwingaya. Efe turefu anomba Zambian bonse. Ni leadership nombo kubati. Tutsale bwangu wa mwingurusha abantu badire ukulato. Babantu badire kukonka. Na totera Mwamba.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Mwamba.
Yes.
I was sort of like I was mute, eh?
Yes, you went mute, yes.
I was to repeat what I said. I want to thank my brothers and sisters from Kasama. Abantu bali bomba kusala meya wesu wa opposition bantu abantu bali basha okwabula intungulushi ya kubatungulira nomba ekyo nakirala ndakwe kikalamba it's a caution to all the opposition leaders abale itunga okwimini na mu 2026 tabali ready Mwamba tabali ready because gamwamona ama polling station twakwata mu Zambia they are about 12,152 polling station. Already UPA indeed have got 1 million vote on the table. What are they offering themselves? Nothing. Hello, Mwamba, mune mumfwa?
Mkwai tule umfwa.
Hello.
Yes, you are live. Please continue. I just don't want to disturb you because I want you to finish quickly. I take other callers. Oh, maybe he has muted himself once again. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Mwamba.
Yes, we can hear you. Make your contributions.
Hello.
We can hear you. Make your contributions.
James Kuzambia.
But James, make your contributions.
James Kuzambia. Chakubalira bo. De totera pali programu hii mwale ta Mwamba. For Ingava, let us forget about Wamundo Viliban. He has already refused to join the rest of the group. So, moreover, he lost your Kasama, Evaluation, because it's his group about to ground the campaign, except for Bachimba Kambwili. So, Imo from Gaitawa PF, Kaveni Convention, Musare, Valuin the President, our Vice Wamaki. Will take care of Western and Northwestern province.
Oh, your line is bad. You are cutting. Your line is bad. You are cutting. Try to call back. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Bachitonge landeni po.
Mwamba chana mbono ndetotera imwe bali leadership yenu. Efo mwashipa bantu fye soli pakulanda iweti. Ngamwalifye ngamwapaliro munguru ngoita yali chufya tayari lero patulera ndanga mwalitoina UPND. Nomba pamulandu kuti mwali chachini mwalitemene sana chipani cha PF kandi mwalitemene leadership ya basata ne abalungu. So tule mitotera palicho. Ifya chike ufisike ukasama aleba wajeje banda mayo. Ngevere hii barenda pali wa mundu bire. Jeta tubapachire wa mundu bire. Ma leaders besu. Bajeje tule Kongo mishapo chakwe bati busheruti basendere. Bushera illustrate ya bula support na no mutu wati wa PF pandoba kwa tamanto ira. Niba given rubinda. Nombanga ila manto ngabaika na ero baisendera palu hapo. Meaning itapare fumulechi. Ubuto. Awe ningoshe bali itafya ifyo muisamwa lero. Because if you take over fiatira fyonse kasama ni kwishi bafiati babalanga ni sign ilia. Ukwa tinalebe wa mairondi bire. Uyu awa ba president HH. Ni strong man yo mkwete. Nga Goliath. Ukwete material, ukwete na system yonse lumino yako. Kuchabo mfe filifyonse whether kwa violence, kwa we filifyonse bami kutsopa polling station barana bakwatamaka. Nomba imwenga chakuchira mwalafu mwera muri engwe hii tapare ko muri na 2026 ba HH bakapita bajinga tubule nani kana bakwete manto bagivira rubinda mwiba mona lesa poko mubika pala balungu pakumona chiwo wala sharaki president bali mwene so ngata tunakire bulo wino butungurushi bwabo bali abere bagiving rubinda then kuba ku imwenga okubanga ba leader ngafa vile mwala ndiye na bena kafiri butu akongere ya advise mwa bapena ifomere twali kongobesha posana mama nesa chika ukasamo kacho batu babutusha yo batu babutusha chiba kubutusha sani panganda pamobe ni panganda pamobe basa kubutusha meaning taukwete amaka bantu muntu kukwete amaka akwatanga mutawama mulusako mwino mwaikala na president balusa wati monomboka ukumu kukasamo so meaning file balango kwe bati iba bapangire ruti yo basendere itai taikwete na amaka ichimone chimu chichikerefe pansha misha zonse bali kutaula so babwekere babweshe mu instata ita tailaya babwelefe munomo no kuchindika fyo kutungurushina manto yo bapere banani ka yafumire pali balungu bapera kuri basata baeji galungu bapera banani ba given inshira yayi minina no kuiminina no chifi bale kita kubuto kubamwa ifoto atotra bamwa ko seri po fi uko bati babwele munshira abantu balera pa ground hapa background pali insala pali vintu vya kusala kaife bale to munguru vyose file kali cha mazambia nali ni vyose vyo file itika vyose fite ko ati ifo tulete mutatu temeno background tapali wino pali tapali fye insala pali vintu vya kusana economy ali pena ati dola na ibu pena bali vintu vya ali amundulire bawere kuchipani kula kuine tabatanfya vya vile basungire basampa na bonse konsoko bakao bakasonta kula manto era ine ba rubindanga bakatwale pa muntu.
Thank you very much. Thank you. To the Kumatero, ladies and gentlemen, we need to wind up. So I'll begin to take your last calls. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Because you don't say no more than that. Executive, one to have been given for that. Varubinda. So, Patrero de la Ukusta announcing to current to Russian Demirombako ambassador. Kwamba Mairongo, Pusipo, Vamonde as a national chairman, campaigning chairman, Mavasta invite. After Vamonde, we take a program executive union say, but Mavasta of a guide. Kwisa kokonope kuko tabantu baisho kweba tukutungurushi tabwa sarangana kuba kimaliwa mu executive so kutumwandika kuba muonge as a national campaigning chairman after bamonde nshisho ndotambwiri ngaliwa nani mutandika be first executive yenu abama inspiring candidate nabandi abashara first rombeni ko bwerera bale ko kwisa pa platform iteni ko fe executive yenu yasa tukoseresha kupepa mapene mabasita kufe guide bako batabatire mali ashashiringiro kumfika ku ucharo ora then kuni baje banda vachiraranga chimwe chinene vyakweva turewo mwana ati ure konkumesha omwana ati ure pota kwa mano exam ile isa english chisungu chari va important ngawapone chisungu inchitapari yoko ingaya ure mwe vayonse omwana nombera exam yafika oro omwana asari ama distinction ma subject yonse ari 5 kwisari ya number 6 english ari ya f nombera nombore mwe vati wamona funa rekweva ati hawe mufure mwana dasha kabiri ninjana ma distinction muri fifyonse ifya charanda batepa vera stamisrit abantu yonsenga murebe bya kuchitemo bamye bati propaganda instead bena barande bya toke twamu kwa kanshi vote protection yali ba important to alipanga mistake because mufya shinga afuma panganda kuri onze kutayisa bali ishoko bakulya tintunguru shikweteri ba brani mundu birabe ngashita command so immediately rero bamufure bati ba brani mundu bire bafuma ko kujya na makaba ko ata because bali ishoko bati brani mundu bire o kyachipa so anything utapanga command na ngukwe bamumone barabambi abakwete motoka yaba notice na ina litimo bakapyanga barabambi ati banani aba bakwete chiriro baona lipogeso hapo
ba Francis ba Francis
motoka yabo kula yashi
ba Francis kapyanga
motoka basa batipingo ko batama vote kubareshita barama guys kurabaya apa ure ntunguru chibasanga nabakorongani kana abantu namavoti bareshita no wareshita amavoti umwawutuka baraba runande before tabarasara kapuka mamuna ba Mwamba bali kwete ya concrete stone building whatever don't know and concrete sand fiari muri motoka noti amaboya kwe bati wasachi so bali ishwo kwe bati ile motoka yaso isangira abantu bese bareshita amavoti basa bapiri bukira motoka bachita impound basa batinya vyati yenga ya mabwe aya mapanga shani bafurunganya uri omurandu baikete same people barama guys nombe ntungurushi ngoposhi ntungurushi shari ba expose mwamona shari ishibane nsamu so ko bachunganya ve baraba bari kumushi barata pare ko barachita taba ishwana na rights yao taba ishibana ro nombanga bamona okwe bati wa mundu biriyoko bari kuri nabeshi boko batena fininga vyatsika pa bara italida wabo lida wa warasa tuchite confront ngavira fine mwamwene kuri basampa kucheka basamporo baingire mukati mura mwene mumeni whatever ambo kututuma uli nani kati ambo kututuma uli presiding officer mwalimu na video nango bapere ba Mwamba mwibike ampura punda ya aish batriki ya kusa mwamona kabwararanga takwe bati mwamubona tari kukwiba tete ebe aona napelera ba Mwamba nilira abantu inshita karanda bona kana.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm beginning to take the last calls. Hello callers, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello caller.
This is Patrick speaking.
Patrick?
I'm calling from Dhaka.
Make your contributions, Patrick.
I think I want to contribute also on the matter arising to what just happened in Kasama. It was very disappointing indeed. Most of us who were hoping for the victory were disappointed, though we shouldn't lose hope. But the most important thing, like those others, after by Emmanuel, and she made coming together and unite. One thing we forget: politicians, those people in the circle of politics, we forget that people are supportive of former supporters. We're not just mere supporters; we're also stakeholders. And when it comes to matters, we should be given we should be given the respect that we deserve, especially when we go for uni. The problem that I see with some of the politicians is that sometimes it's like the lack of, for a lack of a better term, a respect to the stakeholders, supporters. Before we might be supported sometimes.
My brother, your line is cutting. Your line is cutting.
So situation at hand, and we give opportunities to those that are closest to those positions so that they can take us to higher heights. So when we go for unity, like for me personally, what I would call for is not only for those in the PF, because like for the Tonse Alliance that took place in Kasama, that participated in Kasama mayoral elections, the unity that was displayed there compared to the elections of Chawama, there's a very big difference. If you look how given Luinda, Chimbakambwiri, and Ramayo Samba, the way they managed to bring together most politicians so that some of them couldn't even participate, like the Socialist Party. We could see Gwaliafuwe, he went there with his supporters, they gave solidarity. The Socialist Party, they went there also, they gave solidarity, which shows the purpose of unity with each and everyone involved. And we saw when it came to voting, not only because there were others that were saying that, no, we could have lost lives because of what, even in Chawama, there were instances where there were threatened, there were tear gases, but people were fearless and they faced head on to make sure that they protected the votes. Same applies what could have happened even in Kasama. If there were so much vigilance, it could have been the same result. The votes would have been protected and the victory would have been taken. Not whereby no, what and what. If we are able to face those challenges, provided we are unity, we can face any challenge, no matter how difficult it is. So those are some of the things that people are forgetting. Now, look in Kasama, for example, when it comes to unity that took place, we could see that even a Socialist Party participated, the CF participated, and those other political parties, just the votes of Bahad Karaba, if they were taken and combined with the Tonse Alliance, trust me, the victory was automatic. If you compare, because it was almost 15,000 against 16,500, a difference of 1,500, and your CF had about 3,800 and something. Now, if you combine just one of that party, automatically we have a victory. So sometimes let's put selfish interest aside as politicians and have a heart for the people. Because the way most of those opposition politicians are behaving, it shows that their interest is for their pocket, not for the common Zambian, the Zambians that are suffering, the Zambians that are facing difficulties in so many sectors. Look at the education, like the purported free education, where children are 350 in one class. What are they going to learn? So that they can find where to sit. Look at the situation when it comes to transportation and other things, fertilizer distribution. Look at how farmers were suffering when it came to paying them, where they could spend several nights sleeping outside just for their money to be given, their own money which they have worked for so very much. It's very sad. And those are things that those politicians who seem to act selfishly should look at and come to given the man has fought the party with so much passion, in that they condemn to say no because of what they've even seen what is going on. So I think otherwise there's more to talk about in the coming days. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, guys. We are winding up. If you have something burning, quickly call. If you have something burning, quickly call, so that we allow you to close quickly. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Bwana Mulishani. Bamlenga landeni po.
Election because twali yomonolo yale mayonze yali fibino elo champamba bonso twali saishi bokwe bachoko benge bila vya my election nangoko bena ndikatira manipulate my election eko Lukasha because Lukasha na ikwata kwa kampanga chiteka bokwe bati ngebe twali la tena kali pan conditions chifile ishi bokwe bati tefu ibiga bokwe bati tefu ayo kuloshi filo kwa ishi bashani so ingatsa protect abantu nga bakubela amavote wala intention protect we senda okujatwala voting counting center kuja okubapenda ama election wala ya center sha eyo yabanomba ninjito yaifufwe bantu kwebazikuyinjento kutambo kuta protect era babita protect for polling station naimo nomba okuya center wala ya center sha ekintu kimwe kyali ekyo kireka kwebati ifi tutulebe tukushi. That's why mwenene tukoselepa unit ba Mwamba. That's why mwenene tukoselepa kwebati yonzama suspension ngala tukwata. But serifti tukwate one unit auja tutelepanga pamo. Elonga kula rusho kwebati bali eko yeka na kuchirisha na masa supporters. Aba kwete omusalo nokukola baba nabo. Don't kwa bya tuno bya le rusho kwete wala ko amashwa shwebe. Ashiri woni munobe no. Bigala pamo no kula ko amashwa yaso. Ebi abo kushimchalo kutongolo. So otherwise uko ali the problem Lukasha. Na kula kwine balelu kuladinje shokufaili shoko batwele ndeke okuya mkusenda. Na kwine ndemo na kwati na chupa tu. Bali abanenzo abaire muta protect ama election. Instead yako babere byoto kashamo chira babike mwa mafyo. Bali dikano kwa bere yo twali ipokere. Kira chimusango chifile chapo. Tamufile mwa itundi kabonse musentro ngamwene mukaka sama sentro. Mwaikala na maloti takwa kupika la bidama election na kuchirisha hapa election na general election so tile kabila wa Mwamba gevi abantu bale ukono betulela ndapo bachinje okumona ko bayitwa bombera panga pamo kozoto tulefwa kuleta democracy apa tuikere bali tunechalo cheso tamuli democracy koza baba nenzu bale fo kupikala yo wairo tabale teka winyo chalo bali bale fo kupikala mwa so icho file twa ipo kwa kwebene bakasama le sapali basi ngongiri baba mona lero na bakwala tiche yacho elo wairo tuba member of parliament wa PF tatuishibe constitution ya alpha bonga ni chini mukolekeresha tetubeshi byo kuba tatikira city ya baba kanta in short no kubatetia win ngongiri because ali mona vya tika mukasama central so teta ba win no kwina ya election constitution no kuba ngongiri na why batotera ba Mwamba bafetule ukwani mupelo mpa bakula ukubati abantu bose tumone okwe bayitwa ikala pam onse tukwelele chapa muombera chapa ama opposition bila mona taka political kano political ngamulevu okutanje nkala mukushi takwa batyo yo munenzu ali de mana so bakula yo munenzu ena tetia kutuge na uwine ngapunda ko beshiwi ikulu kutyasuka enkala muyangu ngano kufuka yawo natotera ba.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, now this is the last caller. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Mambalani. James.
Kwaiba James Sondweleleni.
Hello.
Sondweleleni.
Nakshaiva. Nakshaiva. convention musali balubinda president nova Makebi vice katika mwachitefyo northwestern western na central vote balubinda take care then eastern kopa bioti Lusaka Muchinga wa Makebi take care, which means vaechechi vakashafina south then varubinda na northern vote 50% plus 1 mwaikwata kubomfya chawama formula mambo wa
mkwai
wa Mwamba
mkwai.
Hello.
Yes. Oh, I think you have made your point. Thank you very much. It's proposing a matchup of given Rubinda and Makebi Zulu. So he was an area caller. Let's see if we can get the caller that have been trying but have failed. Oh, okay. Yomu want to acquire this. God bless you. We will see you on Sunday.
We bring you guests that challenge the narrative, unveil what power hides, and spark national debate, speaking truth to power, from the grassroots to the highest offices. EMV,